Patrick Geiblin. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's good. So make sure that the audience can hear me too. Hey,
Yep. Let's see. There we go. Got a Discord update, or sorry, a Zoom update. So there was some
oh yeah, another
banners
Zoom update. Jeez.
Yeah, there was some app banners and crap that I had to get rid of first.
Gosh.
Yep. So you will get it too, and we hit you as well.
I barely made it here, all set and on time. The workers,
Yeah.
How about made it?
Yeah.
One piece.
Good. How's weather? Is it snowy or anything like that, or?
60 here. It was all
Okay.
it was all foggy this morning.
Oh, same as here. We have like 55 and about 60, and rainy and foggy. Now the rain has stopped, but it's overcast and muggy. Yep.
Hey, Dale.
Hello.
See you on here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Just verifying. Can you guys hear me? Out there in the audience?
I hope they can hear us. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Here comes Blue Box.
Here come Blue Box. Yeah.
And Mike.
Okay.
I don't
good.
think they can hear. Yes? Okay, thanks, T-Cat.
Oh,
no one
good,
was saying
yep.
anything. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. All sorts of weirdness tonight.
Hello.
There we go. Good. Good to see everyone. Hey, Katara. Getting through the ads here. And those, we don't go live till 8, but I'm trying to get, I'll push things on the glitchy stream. Hey, Keith. Oh, jeez, Wayne. Look, you're gonna make me go live just to show all that stuff, and then I'll have to go back. So, my gosh, there. We'll go. We're gonna go live early. How's that sound? I haven't even done my shout outs to everyone. Jeez, man. So yes, here. So as this is going through, ignore the man behind the curtain here, sending out shout outs to everyone for this. I didn't even get to that. So, good evening, everyone. I'm J.K. Lord Gazumba, and with me is the great Anna Meyer and the legendary Mike Bridges there. How are you all doing tonight?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good
Just
to
woke
see.
up.
What's that?
Just woke up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, a little tired.
Oh, no. Yeah, I am beat. I had a rough work day today. I had a bad one, but I got through it. So, I'm not going to do any more shout outs here. We're just going to go with what we got. So,
yeah.
And we're early by like 10 minutes. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Let me go to this. tonight, Secrets of the Legendary Cairn Hills. Oh, cool, Dale. That's good to hear. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. Another Mike idea. Yes, I did put the Doom Grinder thing up there because why not?
Well, it's technically in the Cairn Hills, kind of. So, yeah.
Technically in the Cairn Hills.
Yeah, we have to moderate my answer there.
You see, here's the thing. I got so many different scenes and so many different productions that I haven't caught them all. So thank you. Let me see if I can switch this one real quick too, just like I did the other one. Oh man, give me 1 second. I bet you I can make that switch. Bing, there, 43.
Awesome.
All right, so there we go. That should hype train us there. Well, that's a good thing, right? Dumping that in. So, but you know, you may want to save your money. So, oh, the Iron Pumping God got Mario will be very happy. Yeah, I know, although he doesn't talk much on there, but yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks, Patrick. We got a hype train is close. We'll get that. We'll get that. Ah, so Mike, your head's like half cut off.
Yeah, you need to bounce your yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So, all right. Secrets of the Cairn Hills. Mike, how'd you come up with this idea? This is a good one. Another good one. Another great discussion tonight.
So I have this map of the Flannis on as my on my screen at work. You know, the desktop, I guess you call it.
Right.
And I just kind of stare at it. And something hits me. So that's
just hits you.
Yeah,
it just hits you. It hits you like a punch in the face or something, right?
Just it's like
thanks, Buzz. Boom, right in the face. That's good. Areas of the map are good to discuss, especially all the way to level 3. All right. So tonight, I might keep on chatting up. So it hits you. You can tell I'm disheveled tonight. I had a rough work day.
I know.
Going back,
there's a lot of resources set.
A ton. I got some scrolling through.
It's a micro setting in its own right.
It is. It's a wonderful micro setting in its own right. So for tonight, we're going to give away a standard classic D&D reprint. I'm going to throw this in too. I'm going to throw in one of these. I still have some of these. I'm going to throw in the Isle of Dread, the Greyhawk Guide to the Isle of Dread that we did Gary Julian did about a year ago. I got 1 or 2 of these. Oh, wait, thanks, man. So, you know what? Wow. All right. Well, with all Bones. Oh my gosh. Nice. All right. So I can do 2 of these. I got a second one of these. I was gonna do 2 of these and 2 with all that. That'll put us over through level 3. So we'll do double. 2 classic D&D reprints and 2 Isles of Dread together, and that'll give us 2 nice giveaways there. So, you know what would help if I set the giveaway up, Mike?
I was saying to myself, I have a print of that.
Yes. You KC'd it. There we go. All right. There we go. Awesome. Yeah. So, thank you. Everyone's so kind and generous. Kicking off the new year. So, look, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So let's do this. Before we get into this, we have 70 people on. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk.
Turkey?
Yeah, let's talk let's get into the weeds here deep. And
okay.
I'm going to say the following. If you don't know who he is, Sunday night, I'm going to shout this out twice. I got Eric Mona coming on to talk Age of Worms himself, because that's his baby. So Sunday night's gabbing. We're starting with Dungeon 124. Eric Mona is coming on to talk Age of Worms.
What a coincidence.
Yes, what a coincidence. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, you've probably seen this around. Let me pop this up. But we are really cranking. Things are really starting to come together with the following. And let me find it. As all these subs are coming up. We have 9 streamers already involved. We have my sponsors are falling all in line, which is great. Legends fundraiser, and that is the Mega Stream fundraiser event is really starting to come together as well. Okay, so that's the 17th and 19th of February, that weekend, and we got to break $20,540. $20,540 is the goal. That'll get us past what we did last year. So in those days, so note, yes, I have a Player's Handbook First Edition sitting over there on the shelf, donated by Gamescape 3D. It's signed by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. Okay, I mean, I got a whole bunch of Kefir prints. I'm working. I'm coordinating with Larry Elmore as we speak. I got all my other sponsors coming together with things. It should be we should have some really great complimentary gifts. And also, yes, the following people have verified 100% they're playing, and that is Ed Greenwood, Eric Mona, Luke Gygax, Richard Baker. Okay. The following people, Alyssa Faden. Okay. The following people have confirmed that they are going to do everything they can to play in a game. Just as long as their schedule permits. Stephen Chenault, Todd Stashwick, Mike Merles. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so far. That's it so far. All right. I'm trying. So that's who we got so far in the Legends games. Yes. We're working it, trying to get as many big names as I'm trying to get as many big names as I can involved. So just please sit tight on this. More details are coming as we get closer and closer. We're 6 weeks out, so you'll see more and more of these ads going up, and you may see a couple more streamers involved. Right now, we have 9 streamers plus Greyhawk Reborn, who does a bunch of games you can play in. You just got to do a donation to play in those games. So that's what's up. And thanks. We went through a level 4 hype train already, starting off the bat. Really appreciate it. You're all so wonderful. So that's it. And look at that. Now we're at 750. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So another area, Mike, it makes me excited because I claim this is one of my claim to fame areas that my adventuring is hardcore in.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, and of course, I don't have pictures. Number one, Bill, the Master Crafter, is like, they're so old and gross, I don't even want to show you. But like, I'll show you a site that doesn't even belong on the map. Well, it does, but you can see this right here in the middle of the Cairn Hills. What's that? Ancient site. That is the location of the first finale fundraiser St. Jude event we did, where we fought a Miracle the Chaotic and a legendary red and white dragon and beholders.
Yeah, and realized, just clarification, that is not on the public map. That's your location.
Yeah, that's my map. So
yes.
But that's where it took place, was deep in the Cairn Hills. So
Yep. We just have to set the record straight here.
Absolutely.
So everybody knows it. They're not looking at my the other version, my map, and there was like, I can't find it. So yeah.
Whoops! I just did something stupid there. Somehow I did that and moved that. Let me see if I can get this back. There we go. All right. Yes. So note, the Cairn Hills are a wonderful place filled with a lot of published source information.
Yeah.
A lot. And I love the area. When we started, and thank you for that hype train. Really appreciate it. Wonderful, wonderful. When I started adventuring out of the Free City Grout box set, which are these 2 books, right, from it. There's a wealth of information on the Cairn Hills in here. I guess we'll start here because these are the oldest. Right?
My blue book
is
look at that.
Beaten up, right? It's used so much.
Beaten up. It's been held together with like willpower.
Well, better yet, Mike, take a look at this. This is my From the Ashes. I mean, From the these did not last any. This did not last anywhere. I have a better one downstairs, but did not last anywhere near as well. It was not as nice as the covers on the Free City Grout box set. It just got. Hey, Brooding Paladin, good to see you, and thank you all for the new people showing up here. Curtis, what's up? So yeah, it's
Goodness.
but both of those have a ton of information, which we'll go over tonight. Plus a lot of other secretive other locations, some published modules, some bad published modules, a really bad published module. So, but the Cairn Hills is great. It is a great
The
location.
scary thing is the one you would think is bad is not the worst.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man.
There are
But
bad
yeah,
ones.
let's
We have to ask you
get
later
into
what do you think is the worst. So yeah.
yeah.
Well, I know what I think the worst is, but
Okay.
that may not be the worst in Mike's
Well,
eyes.
it depends.
Yeah, it really does. So
I'm getting curious here.
yeah,
Yep.
and Anna, you this area is I hate to use the term, but this area is virgin to you for adventuring, correct?
Not virgin, but
Okay.
I've been here, but not anywhere near as much as you have. So
Okay.
this one is one that I like, but I've kind of stayed away from it a little bit because I don't feel like I've researched it enough. So I've been taking safer bets that easier things to digest, so to speak, because I feel like if I want to make this worthy of running games here, I need more prep and stuff. I've been to Great City and been around a little bit, but no real deep dive, so to
I
speak.
don't think Cairn Hills is that hard to research. Like just for doing this thing tonight, I just grabbed like 2 books.
Yeah.
The blue one that Jay put up and the From the Ashes one, which is just the update of the blue one.
Yeah.
But there are good references that consider the Cairn Hills, because here's the weird thing about the Cairn Hills. Like, I know this is Dragon Back Hills, but everyone considers this part, right?
Well, it's part of the
So you run here across, then you run down.
Yeah,
down, down,
Mm-hmm.
and like, what is this? No one knows if this is part of the Cairn. The Star Cairns are here.
No,
exactly.
So they're part of Cairn Hills.
Yeah. That's the part I need to figure it out how I want to interpret all the stuff that is there.
Just because it has the name Cairn in it, I wouldn't include Stair Cairns personally.
Is the glossography worth getting the box set of Greyhawk? Yes, if you can find one for under like $200. Yeah, I mean a reprint. Yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
the 83, like I have an 80 and an 83, and they each have their own benefits. Well, for my purposes, there, Mike, we're gonna talk about this area too.
Okay.
All right. The Aberrals, maybe we'll touch on them too, because this whole area is almost like a horseshoe.
Yeah, it's kind of connected, definitely, and I think it's connected both geographically and also a lot of thematically and historically too. So when it comes to the stories,
just remember exclamation point drawing 2 giveaways tonight. You get a choice of an old D&D reprint plus a copy of the Isle of Dread. Thanks, Troy.
I may have to revise what I think is the worst module.
Oh, so it's down. Okay, all right.
We'll see.
So let's start here because I got it up. And wow, Tales of Initiative coming in too. Second raid. You know what? I apologize, Rob and Mystical Unicorn, everyone. I didn't shout out John. I'm really disheveled again. So thank you so very much, Tales of Initiative.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
The little side chat.
And just remember, like I said, hang in there. We got two. We got two whole sets of complimentary giveaways tonight from our spot. Well, this one's actually from some of it's from Patrick Canadian Ancient Gamer, and that's a cool emote. That's a cool emote. I like that a lot.
Nice.
Thank you. We're going to talk this area. It doesn't matter what edition you play. There's great stuff here, no matter what edition you play in. So just note that, and note that it's a great area of Greyhawk that you can adapt. And you know what I forgot, Mike?
What'd you forget?
Are there any adventure cards in the Cairn Hills?
You know, I don't think there are. Dive that deep.
Yeah, for some reason I can't recall any of them. I bet you one of our aficionados like Katana or
we'll let them.
We'll know on that, but I don't think there are.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hey,
is that a Hold Done Matter or is that a Nonsen?
That's Amundsen.
Yeah, all right.
It's a printout.
That's nice.
Of the Cairn Hills.
And there are maps too through the Greyhawk Free Sea Greyhawk box set, which I have up. Now this box set is 1992. This in my opinion, I don't know, is the number one. It's from 1989. This is the number one D&D TSR reference ever published, by far. And we had Rick Rose on, who did one of the books with Carl Sargent. I'm trying to get Doug Niles on, who did the book that I have in my hand here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just note that we're it's fantastic. So the first part of this is all the city. So we're going to skip all this, right? We're going to skip the Doug Niles part. And we're actually going to go to the second part, correct? Which has all the outlying areas. And you see, this is the Darlene map in black and white. Some of it, right?
Yeah.
In here.
I'd say candy map.
Yep. Territory surrounding Greyhawk. This is where you're going to get really started. So 89 is good. Also, Greyhawk Adventures has some items in it. We'll maybe get to that. There's a really cool item that works against undead. That's named specifically for the Cairn Hills, and I think we'll discuss that too. So there's some really neat things all throughout this area. So, all right. So there are random encounter tables for the Cairn Hills. Here they are. I know someone just asked that question, and here's your random encounter tables for this whole area.
I don't know if that's a table that we brought up on our random encounter table topic that we did.
It's a good point.
I think
Mike.
I overlooked this one.
Yeah. Well, rocks. 1 to 2 rocks. So I like this. 1 high level Renegade Troop Greyhawk Garrison Patrol.
Ooh.
Yeah. What is that? 1 high level NPC Renegade. I'm sorry. I just put them together. One NPC. That's my favorite encounter, by the way. That was the answer to the question earlier. What is your favorite random encounter in the Cairn Hills? And that's it. The high level NPC Renegade. That was my whole idea with the Miracle of Chaotic, which I got from here. When I ran him in that adventure all those years ago.
What are you doing out here, Emrakul?
Yes, well, he was trying to get. Remember, he was trying to get an Orb of Dragonkind. Remember, that was the Orbs of Dragonkind fundraiser we did. Yeah. Yep. Number 1, and we're on number 5 coming up in 6 weeks. Crazy.
My favorite one on there is Dwarven Surveyors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just wow. It actually tells what they're out there doing.
There's a hunting patrol too.
Other than patrols,
There's also Graysmere Dwarf Company too, and that's where it gets a little iffy. It's on that Aberral's Cairn Hills border, So.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna be bouncing between this and the map. So and you got the flora and the fauna of the Cairn Hills. So it talks about how there is no the area suffers no particular shortage of rainfall, but the soil carries water away quickly, so you don't have nice flora and fauna. It's kind of desert-like would be the word. So, right, Anna? Any other flora and fauna observations? The colors of the blossoms seem somehow in phase with the cycles of the moon, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So really nice writing there.
I think the section you're on talks about how there's Galda trees in the Cairn Hills, and that section also talks about this is where the Greyhawks are from.
Yeah.
The city gets their name from, and that they're prized for hunting. They're hummingbirds.
Lots. So you really can delve. These have some deep little tidbits all throughout them. This and the From the Ashes box set. So yeah. Did I do the giveaway correct? I want to make sure it's going through. I think Angela. I think you're in there. Let me just double check. Wow, we got a lot. Yeah, you're in there already, Angela. I got you. There you go. I just wanted to make sure it was working. Because, I had all those problems the other night with my shout-outs. I finally figured that out. Crazy stuff. All right, locations in the Cairn Hills. Let's do some of the more well-known ones. Because they're right here. Right?
Yeah, the original location.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them right here. Yeah. Grosset Grottle is a gnome enclave, which is like, there aren't many gnome enclaves.
I've seen it described as the capital, even
of gnomes in all of Greyhawk.
Like it's the biggest, most well known, but there's probably more of them.
It's probably because
they're not
it's
aware of.
It's probably because it's the closest one to the people that wrote the story.
Yes.
Yeah. True.
Oh,
Ask an oracle in
Hey, Kai,
Greyhawk,
thank you.
like, oh, what is the biggest gnome settlement? And they will say, oh, it's the Grossegrottel, because that's the only one they really know about.
True.
And they can see how big it is.
and DM Angelok is running something in Diamond Lake. Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there because
Very excited.
Lake is my favorite little podunk town out of published source. Period. And I'm talking about pre-Age of Worms because we utilize that forever. And in fact, there's a legendary location there that because I want to use it so bad in my Altimer box set, they've franchised. So you'll see. So Grossegrottel is like the gnome warrens, right? It's almost like it's an underground gnome in City. I've used it multiple times, and the warrens are actually detailed here in the map, and there it is. So it's a very basic map, but it shows you like the halls and the mining areas. There's really no living locations shown on this map. There probably should be, but there aren't. But yeah, it does say village here and a village here, but it's large.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's in here as well. Where's 3? Is that 3? I thought that was 2. That's 2. So
and these are keyed to a map that came with the box set.
What's that?
The keys, like the numbering.
Yeah, there was a map that came with it. Yeah.
So I don't know whatever happened to my map. I don't know if it's laminated.
Hang on a second. I can probably find mine here.
I think
somewhere.
It's keyed.
Just note, we have in my game we have a gnome location that like is outside. It's like a outpost of Grossegrottel. All right, we're childish and immature. The name of it's Stinking Staff. Okay. All right, there you go. Bill the Master Creditor reminded me of that.
Stinking Staff.
Yep. Now, also, as we go back to the map, the most abused halfling community in all of Greyhawk is here, Elmshire. It's just pick a 3rd edition era. It's gotten rated by I heard the Living Greyhawk you made a character there. They got rated.
Poor halflings or whatever.
Poor halflings. I've had the Mongols of the Putrid Tongue have kidnapped halflings.
I mean, they're an easy target.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
let's see here.
It's a halfling community. Yeah, right here. So you got a gnome and halfling community very close to each other. Now,
I think it's this map that came with the box set.
No, that's from the Ashes.
Oh, it's that from the Ashes. Okay.
Yeah, it's an older one. I'll show you. Yeah, it's older.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was this one.
It's right now.
Okay, let's see. I'll probably have it here somewhere.
I'm trying to be a meanie here. Let me scroll down to the end here and show you.
He's going to the
this color. See this one?
Okay.
I have that one somewhere too. Yeah, mine's laminated.
Yeah.
This one. This is the one.
Yeah, I have it as a PDF, but I think I have it somewhere, but I've misplaced it in.
What is the scale on that? Like 1 inches? Does it have a scale?
Look in the bottom.
1 inch is 8 miles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So look, this map has some neat stuff on it too. It has unexplored cairns all throughout it, or empty, or I think they're unexplored throughout. It has Elmshire and Grossegrottel on here, and then we'll talk about Steaming Springs, Blackstone, and Diamond Lake. I just recently used Blackstone for the first time in 40 years. Just did an adventure there, and then it goes down and about. But this is a perfect map for this as well. Hey, Dave.
So yeah, it's obviously it's the Shire, but it's the Shire on the coast of a gigantic lake.
Yeah,
these are fishing
halflings. Yeah,
absolutely.
So they're not really.
Well, there's lots of plains here too for farming. There's still a lot of room there.
Yeah. But they're not Tolkien material, because those halflings were terrified of water. If you remember the books and stuff, they didn't like it. Yeah,
very, very true on that. So let me find out where I'm going. Am I going this way? I should have remembered the page number. Yep.
I'm not terrified of volcanoes, evidently.
So, also, as you saw on the map, and we'll go back to Anna's map here, the stone bridge.
Yep.
This is 1989. I don't know when Dragonlance came out. It came out right around this.
Okay.
But there's gnome tinkering going on in Greyhawk at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And this bridge is really
It's built by gnomes, apparently. I think
is a huge reason, of gnome ingenuity, and I love the discussion in here. And here's the talk here. It's the river's 800 feet wide below. It's a long drop. The cliffs are 400 to 1,000 feet in height. That's pretty.
Yeah. So why did they build it there and not down by the city?
Because the gnomes don't want to have anything to do with the city, really.
Oh, so the gnomes built it
it's
by
gnomish.
themselves. It was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
the
they built it.
gorge of the Celantan
Yeah.
has an overhang
Mhm.
for I don't know how far of the span, and that's the narrowest point.
Yeah.
Across it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they built it, but so they have a specific need to be on the other side as well.
Mining. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mining access.
So that and maybe contact the halflings, right?
Well, you have the mining communities on the other side, too.
Yeah.
Trade purposes. They're isolated on the other side, on the Grossegrottle side, because there's really no other communities
1987.
published. Yeah.
Mhm.
There you go.
So here stood a flimsy suspension bridge of rope and wood, but the gnomish sculptors and architects over a period of nearly 3 decades gradually formed a huge stone arch to bridge the gap. The structure looks almost to be part of the bedrock itself, so gracefully does it follow the natural curve.
Awesome.
Now,
they just got a rock to fly over and lower it down, right?
Yes, this is the stone bridge mentioned by Gygax, absolutely. You got to remember, this is the era where there's information in here that corresponds with the Gord books in this.
I bet that some of this was probably already written up, with the Gord books, and they TSR probably had notes and stuff from the Gary written about the city and its surroundings that he used for Saga of Old City, and that was, since it was published by TSR, he didn't bring it with him. So even if they've ousted him from the company, they still had the notes and the right to use them, I think.
Yeah, it's an impressive. That they have, and I like that they have notations of the Gord novels. This is the only place that I've ever seen Aaron Toll mentioned in published source outside of Gord novels.
Well, yeah, because Gary used a lot of these characters in later novels after he left the company. So that was apparently part of the deal, that Gary could finish writing the books that he planned out and use them afterwards. That was from what I can deduct from the books and the stories of TSR. So
there's a lot of great stuff in this area.
Yeah.
And I don't remember from the saga if it's in Aberrals or Cairn Hills. That part. Yeah, I don't want to. We can't ask Jason, unfortunately. So, but he'd know in a second. So, I love this. Persistent rumors claim that the entire structure rests on the strength of a single iron pin. Somewhere within the bridge, if this pin is pulled, the bridge will supposedly collapse.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor is true, for this was designed as a defensive feature should the gnomes ever face attack from the south of the Celantan. The pin is located near the base of the arch, not on the bridge itself, as locations known by each of the gnomish headmen and Grossegrottle. Now that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Tensor's Tower is in the Cairn Hills too. Absolutely. And now I remember why I was supposed to get my Return of the Ape, and I didn't. So I did, and I don't have that scrolling through. Yeah, Return of the Ape's another one that takes place here.
Keep going down the coast.
Yep. So if we go back to both maps here,
we have a Tensor's Towers in the Cairn Hills. Not really. It's in the near the hills. So it's actually out on the small tiny island near Mage Point. So yeah.
Right. Mage Point.
If that is in the hills or not, that's more like a technicality of how you look at it. So yeah.
I would say it's in the. I would say
yeah. Depending on how you see it, we just have to clarify it. So it's also depicted in the Saga of Old City. There's a Clyde Caldwell drawing of it.
Going by this map, the castle, which is right here, it's in the middle of the hills, no
Yeah,
less.
but I go
Uh.
with the written record in that sense, that it's actually built on a small
Literally,
island. Yeah,
it's
on
not
a
in the
peak that
hills.
sticks out of the lake,
Yeah.
according to the
That's a
books.
technicality.
Yeah, yeah, but I think it's an important technicality because
Yeah.
that's an important part of the defensive feature of the Tenches Tower or castle, is that it's on a separate thing, so you have to kind of get out on that little thing that sticks out of the water. So yeah.
Yep.
So you have the three communities: Steaming Spring, Blackstone, and Silent. I'm sorry, Diamond Lake.
Yeah, I put them on the road going east because I wanted them through the hills, so that the road goes through the hills, which is might not be the most realistic in some sense, because a lot of, but I was able to say that south of it is not Greyhawk territory, it's Hardbee territory, and you have the Mist March in between. So in that sense, it might be the easiest part. So I have to look into, when I do more detailed, I need to make a pass through the hills. That will be a logical place to build a road, so to speak.
Well, this map though, right? You got it dead on, Anna, where they're supposed to be.
They're right there. Yeah. But I have to kind of make up reasons for myself. So why the heck do you build a road through the hills if you can just build it south of the hills, so to speak?
Oh, okay.
But on the other hand, if you go east, the Cairn Hills are lowest at that point. When you get down to the Aburals, the hills become taller. So it's the easiest way to get across into Ernst that way, and it's the shortest route. So that makes sense. Yeah. I'm just trying to rectify my own decisions here. So yeah.
Now, we're not going to go into too much detail on Diamond Lake because we're going to go. I assume Eric Mona is going to talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Because
it was a creation, and they detailed it in there. Before then, I don't think there was much detail at all.
Yeah, I
mentioned
still have my Diamond Lake. Did photocopies of the Diamond Lake thing from the Jones.
Yes, from 124, the extra information.
Yeah. But before then, I don't think there was much detail of the town before.
Well, there was. I had a bunch of detail in the town. Because we used it a lot, and if Bill's on, Bill's going to be embarrassed, but we've always talked about this. This is the location. It's on this map. Yeah, this is Age of Worms, but so this is the circle area of the inner circle here, and so this building right here, we retconned it. It was because we played without maps, Anna, because I can't make a map to save my life. That is the location of legendary Tickling Feather. That's the location of a House of Ill Repute, which is being ported over to Altamira. But yeah, this is the Diamond Lake map that's from the insert from the Age of Worms, which we'll talk about. So it's very nicely done. And we'll talk about that more on Sunday night. But yeah, Blackstone.
Be sure to ask Eric Mona about tieflings in Diamond Lake.
Certainly will. Yep, I have that. That's the DM, the supplemental. Yep, Dungeon 124 is exactly what we're going to start with on Sunday night. All three locations, Blackstone we just used. That's the one with the cliffs that are made out of basalt, which is really cool. And as we go further west, there's a lot of.
Interestingly, from the original source, our blue book from the box set, Diamond Lake is the smallest of the three mining towns. It says.
Yep.
And I think Mona flipped that.
We can ask them that too. There's no on this one. There's no. You don't know that.
No, you don't. They don't give the populations of the others, but it says specifically that Diamond Lake's the smallest.
But it is a large size. It definitely is a large size undertaking on that map.
Yeah.
I don't think the other two are anywhere near as big. That could be wrong. That could be wrong. But as we continue through this, there are a couple other locations. High Road is here as well, and this is.
I noticed Jay already skipped over the part that I was going to grouse about.
Go
on page 21.
All right, let me go back. Oh, Castle Greyhawk.
Castle Greyhawk
Oh, yeah.
is in the Cairn Hills.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. Yep.
during the
Worst
time
adventure ever.
of it's that Castle Greyhawk.
Yeah.
And in their little summary, it says this setting is described fully in the Castle Greyhawk module. If your players are interested in exploring it, DMs are advised to use that module. Go for it, guys.
Because it says Herzog Akatrom the merely worried.
Yes.
Oh
and
my god.
he has there's a whole like settlement there. Yeah. It's completely so as this goes, this would be like a Bible to us, right?
Yes.
Except for that one part, I bet we would cut out.
So you two are gonna have to talk. I just had a coffee spill. I'll be right back. Yes.
So back then, they're promoting, the only source we had was the joke Castle Greyhawk module. And of course, they're going to put that in there. But it ain't much longer after this comes out, I imagine we have Greyhawk Ruins, which I think marries up with the City Greyhawk box set a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So that one little blurb paragraph in this book, cut it out like a coupon, and you wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, but I guess when we talk about Castle Greyhawk, there is, I guess, no other notorious or have that notoriety or elusiveness or whatever it is, because the Castle Greyhawk really had 9 lives. Yeah, it really has all these kind of versions from Gary's own personal campaign version through various attempts of TSR to publish it. And then there's been various other publications from Joe Block have done it. Troll Lord Games have done it. There's been numerous. I don't know how many versions
should be in the Cairn Hills, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's I think the location is the only thing they're really all settled on. They know where it is. It's just what it looks like and stuff. Well, the Troll Lord ones, they made a different map, a Darlene map that is different with different locations and stuff. A Greyhawk is called Igsburg, I think, on that map.
Jigsburg, yeah.
Yeah. So that one is, in that sense, the least integrated into the Greyhawk setting, but on the other hand, it might be the one that is closest to Gary's personal campaign, Castle Greyhawk. I don't know. That I'm definitely not an authority or an expert on Castle Greyhawk. I deliberately know that I've stayed away from it because I know there's so many others in the Greyhawk community.
Well, that was all I was going to mention, because in me doing research for this, and I saw that entry, it's like I had almost blocked it from my memory. When I read it again, it's just all coming back to me. Oh,
yep.
Yeah,
you're correct, Mike. We've all blocked it from our memory, and that's why I skipped right over it. But you're right, and it's worse. Yeah. It's the worst.
Even then, it's got to be the worst in Cairn Hills, unless.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there because thank God these are my crappy copies. There, I did spill a little on one of them, but it's all right.
No.
They're just used. They're used copies. So I
remember. Is the giveaway okay?
Yeah, the giveaway's all over it. Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
Yeah, no giveaway here. No signed book here.
Oh, so. No. Yeah, keyboard would be bad too.
Yeah, fortunately I didn't spill any of my equipment. So, yeah.
I'm looking for my I studied them, and now I don't know where I put them. Maybe I put them somewhere else.
Yeah, your
so I'm opening the PDF.
You got Tensor's Tower, and then you got this one. You got the High Road, and then you also have this Roscoe Two Finger. So it's an exception to the general state of law and order existing in the Cairn Hills. So, which I've never used, which sounds like a cool thing to utilize, right?
Yeah, I was amazed that I've never used that character. Yeah. It's a full-on gang, like bandit gang, hole-in-the-wall gang. You know, it's like it's not a small group at all.
Let's flip all the way back down here and see if we can locate specifically. Whoops. 9, right? I don't see it on this part of the map.
Thank you, Rex.
Do you?
Rex Fellis says that Jim and the Flammer says Graysmere is the boundary between the Cairn Hills and the Adderalls.
Right, but note it's not on this map. The map that
Oh,
they
wow.
give you, no, it's not on it. So
I'm not sure that Graysmere is on my map either.
it is.
And that's
It's on your map.
okay.
It absolutely is.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
Where is it?
It is. It's right here.
It's like right on
Right
the
here.
northern tip
Right there.
edge, right? No.
It's
Oh,
south.
okay,
It's
got
south
you.
of the Mist
Okay,
Marsh.
thank you. Yeah,
South
thank
of
you.
the-
I was getting
So,
worried
see-
here
see,
that I missed
like-
something.
You can see where the hills come down here and they loop around, and that's why I kind of say that this is an extension of this hill wise, because these are hills, right? Ghost Tower River
Yeah.
is down
Mhm.
here, running up, and then the Aberrals are the mountain chain running. So Caracast and Dumbadan are in the Aberrals, and then Graysmere, or no, actually Caracast looks like it's in the Cairn Hills too, and only Dumbadan's in the Aberrals. I don't know.
I'm also dumbfounded that Mark Castle's supposed to be in Cairn Hills.
It is kind of.
Where,
It's
what?
just like, where are these hills in?
Yeah. What's supposed to be there?
Mark Castle.
Mark Castle.
Oh yeah, Mark Castle's up here too,
Mhm.
right here.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
just like, I thought it was more out in the duchy, farther out in the
Yeah.
plains. But
So there's three. There's the three Dwarven realms. All, I mean, that's still pretty far apart, but Graysmere, Caracast, and Dumadan. So and the one Graysmere is in the Free City Grout box set. Caracast and Dumadan are in From the Ashes. So when you find them, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was. It just didn't. There's just no room, right? There was no room for it on the map. But they wanted to mention it, so I'm not sure. Just with size and all, if we go back to it here, I mean, this could, and this copy could be cut, but it should be over here, right? And this is as far. Maybe wait. There it is. It's on the map. I just didn't. Yeah, it's right on the corner. So there you go. Duh. There it is.
That lake is so small on my map that it kind of disappears.
Yeah,
under the,
that was just me being
roads.
silly. Like I said,
Yeah, it
I have
disappears on the roads. I probably should make that a little bit.
Yeah, it is underground.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for number 9 still. Number nine. I don't see it. Maybe it's not set. Roscoe Two Fingers or whatever his name is. Mike, do you see? I
it's
guess
a camp. I
maybe
don't
they
know.
move
So
it.
maybe it's maybe
Yeah.
it's got to be. If they put a number to it, it's got to be on somewhere.
You would think, but maybe I just I'm having one of those nights.
Roscoe.
Let me go back up there. Sorry for getting everyone sick.
Okay,
but
Rex says it's on the map.
it is.
It's definitely up to the DM9.
There we go.
It is not.
I'm trying to find this. Sorry, I don't want to get you all sick. Scrolling back and forth.
All
right, that's the wrong one. It's the top one here. The top one. There's Blackthorn. Okay, Mr. Marsh. So, except Graysmere, this brooding dwarven stronghold. Right? A massive slab of granite. It sounds very Lord of the Rings-ish. A pair of dwarven fighters stand just outside the gate. Yeah.
So,
and it's only 400 dwarves. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
I guess so. I think one of the other two is 800. Maybe the small. Yeah, I do.
A lot of the stuff down there I noticed is sparse. It seems like there's an orcish citadel down in the south parts that's kind of sparse as well.
There's also ogre meat down there too. Yeah, right.
Yep.
So,
do we know if the ogre meat and the those are they actually inhabited by ogres, or
no, it's a meeting
names?
place.
Yeah.
No, it's like Clan of the Cave Bear for ogres.
Oh, okay. So ogres actually comes there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
it was just ancient names or that is stayed around, or if it's actually used by. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Blackthorn gets. Are you sure Blackthorn's not? I thought Blackthorn was on that map, but maybe it's late on later maps they place it. That's so. What I like about this too. All right, so Roscoe's campment is not set. The empty cairns are all over the place. You don't have to have them empty. You see them all over the map. This is before the Sarkans is even done by Sean Reynolds. And then they give you a sample of an undiscovered cairn, which is neat, which I've used. I've used this one here, and it's got some, skeletons, and I think zombie mummies and stuff. So, and that's in here too. So that's a nice little encounter, a little mini adventure you can run out of here. So, yep. It was ungridded. That one, it's ungridded. That map. Yeah. So this is the start. Yeah, the Red Mummy, whatever that is. This is the very start of Cairn Hill's information. Neat
The
stuff.
Red Mummy?
Yeah, here it says sarcophagus of the Red Mummy.
Oh, okay. So the setup on the Cairn Hills is that obviously the name comes from all these cairns that are of an ancient times before the Flan were even there, and obviously it's another thing brought a lot of wealth to the area. And from the setup on the book, like 99% of these cairns are already played out. It says, maybe monsters take a presence in these cairns, but most of them have already been looted. So, but they give you an example of an unlooted one, and that's the
number 11,
the Red Mummy.
The Red Mummy.
Yeah. So, whatever the story is on that, I don't know. That's probably up to the DM.
There's not a lot of detail behind the Red Mummy, but it's just there's a pool of fortune there and some other things.
I think the red could be a hint. The fact that it's a red mummy, that could be a hint.
What are your thoughts?
I think that the people who settled the area before the Flan were probably up from the south. They came up and then receded.
Okay,
that's my guess. If you want to get into
Scarlet Brotherhood
history, no, not Scarlet Brotherhood. I'm talking Ullman or
I was thinking something or precursor to Ullman. Some before they were called Ullman or something.
They came up from the south and then receded back.
Yep. I'm starting to have the same ideas in that. We talked on Cannon Fire on the Discord chat last night, and we talked about ancient history and stuff like that.
Pretty far.
We talking 10, 15,000 years or something like that, long time back. Yeah. Ursul, the Seul, the Seul is I think usually the what they use the ancient Seul, but we have Ullman precursors to Ullmans, and there's several others that kind of poke around and they're named.
Maybe a whole other culture that's just gone.
Yeah.
I like the deal that it's. All right, there were soul migrations, and there could have been just the baddies that were offshoots, and they just didn't care about the soul themselves. Right?
You don't have to detail it more than you need for your campaign, what your players demand, so to speak, and a little bit more. So it depends on how deep you want to go lore wise and so on in your campaign. Yeah.
I don't think there's any special places of note on the Cairn Hills in here, but there's a great magic item in here.
Yeah.
Which I have in my game, and I have it as not a unique item, so that it's available, and it's an item that has been multiples were made. So let me scroll through here and find it so that we can. It's amulet. All right, it's called the Amulet of the Cairn Hills. There it is. And now let me throw this up here.
Forgot to look at Greyhawk Adventures.
Greyhawk Adventures. Okay, Amulet of the Cairn Hills. Originally created to protect the common folk from the spirits that haunt these hills, because there's a lot of undead buried here, and I've always played on that. This amulet has become a favorite among grave robbers. Saving throw versus spells avoid any special attacks from undead. So get out that for draining from those vampires, right? Also paralyzation, gas paralyzation, all sorts of other things. Physical attacks and spells cast by undead are unaffected. So a saving throw against uses 1 charge, except the following: a 2-level energy drain uses 2, and aging uses 1 charge per 10 years. So if in old school, if a ghost hits you for 40 years of aging, that it expends 4 charges. So there you go. Pretty neat item. But I think that's the only reference to the Cairn Hills I can think of in the entire Greyhawk Adventures book. I don't know of any other one. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I have.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's neat. Great book by Jim Ward, right? So
Yeah.
yep. And that's Greyhawk Adventures, and that's what this is in.
Especially now we know how quickly it was done
Yeah.
and put together. So
90
yeah.
days. I can't even imagine. 3 months. Just nuts. All right, and then from then, now I'm not bringing up Castle Greyhawk, right? I'm just not even bringing that up there, right? Like you agree with me? We're not just.
Surely there's other things we could talk about than
There's
a place that is a topic into itself.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. All right. There's a lot more detail of locations now in From the Ashes, and From the Ashes really has some great stories in it. And we're gonna let's talk about some of those, because I think it's not. Is it this book, the Atlas of the Flanders, or the next one? I think it's the next one. Yeah, it's the second one. I may be in the wrong one, so let me do this. Let me make sure and go to this one. I think it's the campaign book. Yep. Yeah, here we go. So 20, page 20. Start getting into the Cairn Hills. Here's and this is whoops, went by it real quick. All right, this gives you some more details on it's this one actually divides it into 3 zones: northwest, northeast, and south. Hence why I say that area near Hardby is considered part of the Cairn Hills, because it's a south, it's the southern area. So talking about now, they're going to give you a little more information, talking about how many gnomes, 6,000 gnomes. Elmshire. Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say, I think you're right in classifying that as part of the Cairn Hills, because that's where the cairns are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
At least the cairns we know of are mentioned. They are placed there. So that's why I think we should include that in Cairn Hills, even if it's geographically kind of not really there in where they pointed out on the big map. So, but sorry, that was
Hey,
just
Gary.
me going technical again. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can
just
always
wanted to agree with you. Yeah.
Well, we can always ask Sean Reynolds too. I mean, we just.
Oh yeah, but I think you're more right than you think, so to speak. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
And then also looks like 4,800 halflings throughout Elmshire and the rest of the Cairn Hills, and then it talks about the dwarves. There's they separate the Aberels, which is fine. It talks about the human living in the Cairn Hills, 2,500 simple hillsmen.
Yeah.
And then all the humanoids too. A lot of caves still that are there, and a lot of bandits. It says no more than score groups of bandits. It's not much for them to take. Okay. And then the militia locations are developed more in this. So, yep.
Well, a score of bandit groups. Roscoe's group by itself is almost 50 bandits.
Right, and
that's that's a whole garrison in some of these Greyhawk forts.
Roscoe's group is not discussed in this at all. So yeah, and then look, once again, here's a stone bridge, Diamond Lake, Blackwall, Fort Lamont. So now we're getting into the area that Gelner, which Anna's done, has heraldry for it. The Ryle Pass and all that.
It's actually from there was a card, I think it was with From the Ashes, but they had that heraldry. So I didn't do it. I just recreated it in a little bit better quality than it was originally. But so the design is TSR's.
Yeah, so we're talking about areas up here now. There's Fort Lamont, which plays a big role coming up. And like I said, this is not lined up to the magical map, which I'm going to show you.
Oh, you have a magical map?
We do. We have a map that a straight line goes, and you'll say the straight line map. I think Fort Lamont gets run over, doesn't it? Or is it a different fort? I could have sworn it was Fort Lamont, and it's not. You'll see. I think it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
my Doom Grinder is erratic and yours is everywhere. So yeah.
So no boss
Mine doesn't
hog.
go anywhere, so I locked it. Yep, yeah.
It's better off that it doesn't there, Anna, so that
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to begin with. But
I have other ideas for what I will do with my Doom Grinder. Yeah.
Here's Fort Gelner. So, and if you remember this, Anna, the first Virtual GreyHawk adventure where Eric's character took the tongue started here at Fort Gelner. At an inn at Fort Gelner, and then ran, because we had Luke Gygax, we had Mike, we had Steven Chenault in that game. We had we had some great people in that game. That was Virtual GreyHawk 1.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. All right. So more stuff, more details coming up here from the ashes of the area. More details on Elmshire. Here's Graysmere again. Right, so they're talking about Graysmere. Still 400 dwarves, and Grossic Rattle here. And here's a new place, Hogrick Kukeland.
Yeah,
the Orc Citadel I referred to.
Yep.
Yeah, Hogrick and Kukeland. Yep.
Yep, and that is, here they are.
Yep.
Nice.
Here's the Ryle Pass, which has got a militia here. All right.
So Hardrick Kukeland is interesting. It says that it has 600, about almost 700 orcs in it, but it used to have 5,000, and that all they're fighting with the gnomes and dwarves have whittled their numbers down over the years, and that they're from the Jubileosi clan, which I guess translates to Hill Rangers.
Renders and killers of anything smaller than orcs.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they haven't wiped them out. Either they had taken over or someone. I thought they would be relentless. Maybe they've just succumbed and say, okay, they can live there as long as they don't raid too
often. The text says that the older orcs are tunneling deeper for whatever reason. Okay. And that eventually the younger orcs are going to want to go back up and do orky things. And so there's like this schism of like, hey, we want to live versus we want to go up and fight.
And
Goblin.
This stuff would never go over nowadays. Okay, I'm not trying to make a political statement here, but look, it says there. Generally show the intelligence rating 1 point higher and all this other stuff, but it's just younger orcs and orogs. So there are orogs here. Now there's an argument to this day on what orogs actually are, because you have orc ogre, ogre orc. I always have them as the Grillin, right? But apparently, if the mother's I get them backwards. The mother's an ogre, or the father's an ogre. One's an orog, one's an Grillin. I get that confused. But I have orogs as level gaining elite orcs, almost like urukais in my game. They're like, they can be like 7th to 8th level fighters or whatever. That's what I have orogs as in my game. If people have it differently, that's fine. So there's Casey. Wow.
Hello.
Yep. It should not be a name for an orc tribe unless their name translated as goblin killers or something. Well, their name here goes to renders and killers of anything smaller than orcs.
Yeah, it's not Jubileosi. It's Jubileosi.
Jubilazoi.
Yeah, it's
Jubilazoi.
Yes, brooding. I usually come up with them once in a blue moon. Level game. They're the elite bred. They may have a little bit of human in them. Dash.
Yeah.
Just like But that you can make them however you want in there. But that's what I have orogs in my game. So Caracast is here. 600 dwarves. Yeah.
Caracast.
Yep. And they have slightly olive skin and many very red hair and beards.
They're unusual.
I didn't realize that orcs have beards.
No, this is
talking about the dwarves.
Okay. The dwarves,
Caracast I like because it says in here that they mine iron but also have some platinum and gold. Yep. So that's huge. If you want to make a dwarven character, this is a good place to come from.
Right. No, absolutely. And the other place is just as cool too. So cones of Bacalaran. Some sages have drawn parallels between their very unusual architecture and the cones of Bacalaran, which is what?
It's another Carl Sargent thing.
Yeah.
We gotta go dig in for that.
Gotta dig for it. Caracas is virtually impervious to attack. Another cool area. So, remarkable viewers have been especially impressed by griffins of the Mountaineer Militia. I love the Mountaineer Militia. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Flying griffin-mounted Greyhawk individuals. So, yep. So that was a cool thing they did as well. Now, here's another new location. Pargenter's Mine is here. So
With beards, red mummies. Yeah. Maybe the Cairn Hills, yes, does have this reddish cast to it.
Well, remember, if you really want to get goofy, you can add that red steel stuff in the area too for it. Right?
Red steel.
Yeah, I mean, you could really
that.
put that in here in the deep mines here if you really wanted to.
But you realize why I made the Cairn Hills red on the map, right? Or orange.
Because of the color of the original
logo. Yeah, it's because the Greyhawk logo was cut out from the Cairn Hills.
Yeah.
So that's why I made the Cairn Hills. And that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that I thought it was the original hills and they're orange on the Darlene map. So that's why I made the original hills in honor of that map. I made them orange ready, or kind of that is the other reason, so to speak. And then I tweaked the colors a little bit, but there are some pixels here and there in the hills that are the same color as the red in the logo. So that was part of my decision why they were that way. And hardly anyone have asked me why those hills are orange, but that's the reason they're orange or reddish orange. Yep.
So these gnomes have a unique copper-like metal, but it's not copper.
So they never give it a name.
Plus 2 like special attack forms. Yep.
Yeah, I like a lot of special materials. That's kind of cool. So yeah. That you have special ores of metals and stuff of various kinds. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. And so it says they can emerge just south of Ryle Pass. So that's not far from, right? It's here's Pargenter's Mine. It's not far from Caracast and Hargrick and Kukulin. So
yeah, there's a lot of fighting in that area, I imagine.
And it is really, when you look at it, you got the Mist Marsh here, you got really no trade routes that are roads coming through here except this one pass from the Ernst. So it is really remote. And I think that's why the humanoids have survived in this area for a long time. It's really remote when you think about it. I mean, you can't come through the Mist Marsh.
Yeah, at this point, it's got to be Duchy of Ernst trade we're talking now.
Well, the interesting thing is that it depends on which version. In 576, the Graysmere and Caracast and those areas were actually part of Ernst. And then they made a deal. So then it changed and it became, that part of the hills became part of the domain of Greyhawk. So that's why if you look at my 576 map, the borders are that part of Ernst, and then in the 598 map it switched. And that was something I didn't realize until someone pointed out and pointed the source. I forgot where the source is now, but I read it and that seems to be so. It's kind of cool.
So you're sure that's not a retconned Living Greyhawk source?
I'm sure. I don't think it's somewhere, but it was not in the original source. No, it's something that's put in afterwards. I think it's in from the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer, if I'm not wrong. But hopefully Gary can save me here.
Just between the Blue Book and From the Ashes, I think there's some land swapping going.
Well, I think it does say something like they laid claim to it, but they could not enforce.
Yeah,
it talks about who's being taxed or tied.
And then they probably said that in the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer or something later on there, then it's actually happened, so to speak. So we don't know what year, but that's something for the archivers, the librarians of Greyhawk to dig in and put a year on that. I would love to have a year on that. So yeah.
So I want to note something here. This is a gnome mind. So there are gnomes outside Grossegrottle detailed now. This Pargenter's Mine's gnomish. So is this Sour Load. 325 gnomes who have always been independent and surly of character.
That I missed.
Hang on a second here. Duke Carl of Ernst was none too unhappy to cede the mine to Greyhawk, and diplomacy by the Mush has been largely fruitless here. All right, not sour load, which I'm trying to find on the map here. I don't know. Did we miss that? Oh, there it is. It's way up here. It's near Fort Lamont.
Yeah, it's a little village. I need
There
to.
See you, Lomas.
Well, I'm putting in a note
Gary.
to look into both the size and also look into that, make it that is gnomish too. So yeah.
Gary, you know it's coming. You know it. You know it's coming. The discussion.
Uh-oh.
You know it. So yeah, be prepared. Yeah. So there's sour load. Once again, you know, we have a crooked line here, and we'll discuss that shortly, which is I like it, so that it doesn't make sense to begin with, and now, you know, with that. All right. So here it is. It's in here now. I want to read this, okay, because it's one of the greatest, and it's not even on the right page. Everyone knows this is the original Doom Grinder pick, right? So when I reference all the time.
It's a nice one.
It's a nice one. And here's the story. The Doom Grinder is 3 paragraphs. That's it. 3 paragraphs.
It's pretty significant.
Pretty significant. It goes from 3 paragraphs of mystique and supposition and I can develop this to this. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I have an idea for an alternate Doom Grinder. I'm going to write that up sometime this year. Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing my adventures and doing the whole Doom Grinder series, right? Too.
Oh, cool. So, then I should maybe not.
We can work it together. Yeah. We can work it together.
Yeah, because I have an alternate idea story for Doom Grinder that I think could be cool.
I know I'm kissing Ed's ass, all right, everyone. But remember, Ed gave us the demigoddess Silacra, right? The one, the fire. Who's imprisoned, and they have the fire stare and I have tied that into the Doom Grinder for seeing her the Doom because she's going to bring upon the world when she's re-released. So that was kind of the thing I did. All right, so it's not, but then again, this isn't. Is it going to be worse than a cigar, a spinning cigar? I don't think so. So. But we can talk about that. So here's the story. A massive windmill, some 80 feet high, made entirely of stone. So just note that picture is 80 feet tall. Think about that in perspective, okay? All right. And that it obviously it's obvious that magic maintains its structure. Its sails move 1 degree at a time at unpredictable intervals once every 10 to 50 years. Now, so what? So it took them 3,000 years to get the thing running. They click, and then 50 years later, it's so ridiculous. Legend has it that the Doom Grinder is counting down the years to a major cataclysm that is great as the evoke devastation. One sails is now but 2 degrees away from its zenith. So I love the story here.
2 degrees. So you got about 20 years, right?
It's not Jeremy's sister. It's a demigoddess, if I recall, of Erythnol.
Okay.
Yes. Here, let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, I spelled it wrong. When we did our, I may have it hidden. Shit. It's probably hidden in my my special ed file folder, which I don't know where I put on this machine, on my other machine. So I'm gonna have to locate it. It may be only on my other machine, or it may be in the D file here. Let me take a look. I don't think it's here. I think it's on my other machine. Remember, I got a brand new computer, so yeah, it's downstairs. Sorry. So we'll get to that at some point in the future. Great story. Develop it, right? One of the wonderful things that's in the Greyhawk that you could develop, and here it is. So, all right, should we, before we get to Shark Camp, should we just do this? Let's just do this and get this over with. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get it over with, so my eyes don't pop out of my head. All right. So, you may like this idea, everyone. You may want to run with it.
The cigar, you mean?
Yeah. But All right. So once again, there's a worse pick. Where'd the entrance go? That was in the other one. That's gone.
Well,
But
that would make the game too easy if you just walk in the front of that windmill then and
yeah, what? Yeah,
save the day.
save absolutely. As we get to more pictures here, but there's a map, and I want to show you the funny thing. Let me go to the end. Then I think it's all right here. Yeah, here's the actual. There's the actual. There's the actual Doom Grind. Yeah, that's what's below.
It looks a little bit like a 1970s Winnebago or something.
It looks like a frickin' it's right out of the Road Warrior. That's what it looks
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's an ogre.
Yes, it's an ogre from that game.
It's an ogre.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
The ogre.
Oog. Yeah.
That Duke Grinder module might have some Cairn Hills background information because there's like a prelude to you going there and
it has a good map. I must give them that. Yeah.
There's some random, like I recall there's an encounter with vampires.
I can't turn this sideways, and I apologize, but see here, Anna, and I'm glad it's not in the line. Fort Lamont is in a direct line of the Doom Grinder path, which runs right through. It goes right south of Diamond Lake through Cairn and all, and it goes right through through Greyhawk.
Yeah, I have a cartographic defense to this. He hasn't checked his projection.
Okay.
I haven't either, so it's just that. I can blame something like that. It's a technicality. I'm all saving I'm trying to save my butt by claiming technicalities today.
So really, Gary, he thinks that the community got him fired over this. I don't know about that. I mean,
what?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Rex Fellas, there is hillsmen in the Cairn Hills. They are Flan hillsmen who still live.
Yeah, about 2,500.
Their culture, and there's 2,500 of them. There's they're in what's that area? Not Janicle Valley, Wavenair. Wavenair.
Another thing that's on here that's not here. So in this map, I know it's sideways. I apologize. There are Rennie campments on this map that are not on others. See it right there? Not one. Look, Rennie Camp, right near Tensor's Castle. Rennie Camp up here, right? So there are Rennie camps here. There are also these underwater lights and recurrent water spout that's on this map that I don't know where this came from. See?
Hey.
Yeah. So there's stuff on here that's not. Yeah. That's
underwater.
Some shipwrecks. Or you think Anna did put shipwrecks on hers?
I put a couple of. I'm not sure I put all of them because I disagree on the depth in some areas and stuff.
So that's a good map in principle.
I like that map. I think it's a Sam Wood map, and he always did.
No problem, Hager.
And Sam Wood also did a lot of the black and white maps that was in The Adventure Begins, which like he did. I think he did an Elmshire map and some other.
Yeah, he did great maps. I think they're really nice to look at. Yeah.
So do with this as you want. Like I said, I am redoing it as a storyline that the Doom Grinder foretells the return of a evil demigoddess to Greyhawk, and that's what I'm doing. So, and we can all do it in our different way and tie things in. So there's no reason Anna can't have a version, and I have my version too. Just note that I'm not laying claim to it. But
and as bad as Doom Grinder is, it's not the weirdest thing in the Cairn Hills.
No, it's not.
And I'm not even talking about Castle Greyhawk.
Here, look them right. Yeah, I mean that picture that gives me agita just looking at that picture. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and what is Mike? What do you think is?
The weirdest thing. So if you go to the back of this book, there's a section on rumors.
Oh.
And one of the strangest things is the silver metal cairn.
Yeah, that's true.
The silver metal cairn is has the body of a god, a deceased god that crashed to Earth.
You know who it is? It is. It's David Bowie. The man who fell to Earth.
Yes. There you go.
Oh.
So.
Right? I mean, it fits it. I mean, that's what I have a feeling. That's something bizarre that they made. Sergeant would actually go there.
Somebody's.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of strange things in the Cairn Hills to be
They
found.
did this in a weekend. They did this the great right the Freezing Girl box set. They did an entire weekend. Yes, I'm telling you.
Cygnus, the god of the
So, all right, let me continue.
nice.
All right, you got Echo Crypt, the Great Barrows, Mar Castle's mentioned here, even the Screaming Valley is and Stancaster's Tower, all mentioned here, all in this area, all
Stancaster
developed.
Tower is a good one.
Yep, talk about it.
There's an invoker named Stancaster and he had this apprentices and this nice his little he must be a named wizard because he built his little keep here, and it says in 581 some fight broke out that lasted 2.5 days, and there's just all kinds of fire magic going on from all the way up to meteor swarm, right? And when it's done, I guess I don't know if there's still anyone there, if the place, but it says the place is just fire blasted,
Right.
so it does. You can make up whatever story you want. Maybe Rary came in there and cleaned it out. I don't know.
Frexalis, I understand your thought there, but I kind of like the little different spin that Niles brings to the other book. I know what you're saying, but I think we're lucky to have. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've used Battle System absolutely. The hamster wheel that powers the day. Yes, exactly.
Oh,
there you
man.
go. There you go.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate combo: Doom Grinder and the Green Face.
Yep.
Nothing could get in the way of that.
So there's the Doom Grinder. Like I said, there's Fort Lamont. So Anna doesn't have it straight lines, which is great.
Nope.
So it can't work, which is awesome.
You have to disable it. Yep.
Have you ever created a Cairn adventure for the Cairn Hills? Multiple Cairn adventures for the Cairn Hills.
Okay.
I'm sure I've done one or two.
No, I haven't done any.
I'll say about 10.
No.
10.
Oh, wow.
Minimum 10. In fact, I have an entire 25 to 30 year plot line that ran through the Cairn Hills, which I've talked about multiple times, where a Tulsa Doom-like individual, unknown if he was soul or whatever, named Ruggiero Bloodmoon, they came across in a little pond in an early Cairn adventure a crown. We've heard this story, right? The crown, and it had these open gen slots, and they just saw it sitting in the sand in the water. And Bill's character, his cleric necromancer, Salen, eventually dons it. This is going way back, and becomes him an evil megalomaniac and tries to take over the entire world. Yes. So we went through all. Yes, we had a super megalomaniac adventure path that literally lasted 25 years. Yep, and I have very bad pictures of it because it was in the 90s. It was well before. I don't even. We may have just started doing FaceTiming Markin at that point. I think it just had started with the FaceTime thing on old iPads. So, yep. Well, Rovaljix, I got some good news. Just sit tight, and you're going to be excited about something coming up in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So that is. Let's talk about. You want a hidden gem? Do you want a true hidden gem? Well,
we want hidden gems. Yep.
I was proud of this, that I brought something to Anna on this map up here a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay. So
it's from the Treasures of Greyhawk,
yes,
if I remember correctly. Yep. Mm-hmm. There's even heraldry you pointed out. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
So here it is, Treasures of Greyhawk. Yep. One of my favorite publications of all time for Greyhawk. Hey, Lord Takar. So let's go to the Shroud of Cairn, page 18. This is a cool short adventure. The item is super powerful, so you really got to be careful. So I had him do it on behalf. It's only 6th level. I had him do it on behalf of someone unknown, like a Circle of 8 member. Yep. So PC's Comic Con, it tells you there's different ways. There's a hand scribe map, which is on here. Lord Gregor. Look at this. The lady was covered with a shroud that was encrusted with a king's ransom emeralds worth 100,000 gold pieces.
Woo! Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Someone letting stuff like that laying around.
Yeah.
Ching,
Good
ching.
question. Let me see here. A timeline info. I'll throw this up. Let's do this. Karyne. Number 291. There it is, the Shroud of Cairn out of 985. All right, there it is. All right. Just so you know where it was. So I ran this adventure. That was a long time ago.
I remember when we came across that adventure. It was on one of these streams, I think, and it's like, oh, this is not on my map, and there's heraldry on it and everything. It just
it was so
discovery.
Cool. Yeah. So the heraldry, to be clear, to clarify a bit again,
here it is.
The heraldry in the Treasures of Greyhawk is not colored. So and it's only a sketch. So the colors are mine, but the design is from the adventure. So I added in the colors because, and the reason I use those colors is a little bit because I thought it was part of old flan. And that's why I took the top part is the old golden flan with the red runes, and the other one I took some Dorman or some little bit tying into more of the Iridian thingy, so to speak. So he took over some old flan thing and he found that and had it. So I just made up kind of a little story in my head why the heraldry looked like that, and the design is from the book and the colors are mine.
That's an awesome reason, Anna.
Yeah, so I kind of just I went with, because those looks like old flan runes, like we have the Duchy of 10 has that kind of, and Grosset or what is up there, a couple of other one, flan shield seems to be golden with the runes. So my idea is that a lot of the old flan, they had had golden or copper or something and painted their rune, their symbol for their clan or tribe or whatever it was on that was their standard of doing it. They didn't have the modern Iridian heraldry and stuff that we are used to today. They had an ancient tradition, and I'm going to dig with that. So that's one of the things I want to do is old flan heraldry with flan symbols and stuff. So
here's your symbol, and look, it's not far from Roblar's Ruined Keep.
Yeah. Yep. And that's another heraldry story that we talked about before that I put in for the Knight Protectors, that Lord Robillard stole that's my idea, that because we had the design for Knight Protectors from 3rd edition Sword and Fist, that I think it was Wayne Reynolds who did that illustration, and that put a wyvern or dragon-like creature on that shield. So I said, and we have Lord Robillard's yellow shield with the green dragon on top of it. So that's why I realized that Robillard probably stole that idea from the Knight Protectors, and he made his own version of it to be cool, so to speak. So that's why I took Wayne Reynolds' shield and made the yellow background and the green dragon on that one too. So that was just to make a connection that I wasn't sure was there, but it was kind of cool. So that's why I colored them that way.
It's funny how stuff gets filled in areas that, like near Greyhawk, that had nothing. You have this adventure, and then you also have part of the Falcon trilogy up here. The Falcon's Den is up in this area too.
Yeah, and Slaver's Cove is up there too, a little bit further north.
Yep, Slaver's Code from the Slavers, and that's another one to discuss too, because technically,
there's part of it is up here. So
Marquesa the Red is there. So that's a big one of the Marquesa clones is there. So, but as we continue on this one, a neat little adventure, and like I said, 6th level. I souped it up a little bit more. I thought it was a little too simplistic. Here's the tomb. Look, and you got all the coats, and you got a little puzzle here, right?
Puzzles.
Yep, and then you have the multiple layers of the tomb, false tomb, your gnome body, and look at this. There's a Ralashaz. So Vinay Vord would love this. There's a small chapel devoted to the worship of Ralashaz.
Oh, he needs to make a pilgrimage there. Yes. take it over and make sure that Ralishas thrives in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not a clay golem, and she's a crypt thing, which crypt things I think are woefully underpowered in this era. I don't know if they soup them up in later editions, but just a crypt thing, and that's what she is at the end, and that's it. Getting defeating her, you're going to get that the shroud that has 100,000 gold pieces and gems on it. Very campaign imbalancing, so you got to be careful here. So. And that's it on the Shroud of Cairn, and that's the adventure you get. And Treasure of Greyhawk, it's right in the Cairn Hills. So plus there's so many other great ones in here. Just as an example, we all know very recently. Well, I mean recently, I mean a year ago, I ran a crossing into Steel in the Shieldlands, right there. So live stream. Okay. Let's go here. And if you guys want to talk about anything else, please.
I can mention while you was going over the Mist March. I can just mention. I mentioned that many times before, but this is one of my pet peeves. This is that weird anomaly that we have two rivers flowing out from the Mist March, which is it's one of these. I just want to point out that someone who made the initial design of the drainage in the Flannies was kind of screwed up. But I can accept one river that goes screwy, but there's multiple times when this happens. So someone didn't study their physics properly. Or yeah. So it's one of these many. So you have both the Swamp River and the Neon River both drains the Mist March, which wouldn't happen in reality, at least not for more than temporary, so to speak. It will simply sink down to where the lowest exit is, and that's where it will stabilize. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, for all the world builders out there. Yeah.
So this river goes out, and which one?
Yeah, so you have both northwest you have the Swamp River, and the southwest you have the Neon River. So they're both they both drain the Mist March, and
the
in
rest
reality,
go in.
you have exactly. You have a couple of them go in. Yeah, so you have 3 going in, which is perfectly fine. You can have any amount going in, but there should only be 1 going out, more than temporary. Meaning, if you dig another one that is deeper, then that one will drain it faster, and the other one will dry out. So yeah.
Good point. Here's ogre meat.
Yep.
So let's before we go off and I open up something else.
I'm sorry I distracted you. Yeah.
You didn't. You're good. That ogre meat is technically, this is Albaral's location. Here's Dumadan, where you have 800 dwarves, and it's ruled by the seer. I know this is Albaral's, but still, it's right there.
I think it belongs in the same area.
Yeah. And so if you watched last Thursday, my game with Walt playing and Bones and Darling playing, he was playing Aristide, who has glassy eyed. He can see, but he's got the same effect that the seer has. He's from Dumadan, so that's why he has that. So, and he reveres the seer of this. So, yep. Let's see. Here's Karstein's Castle. Dead or not, it depends on if you've done Living Greyhawk.
Yeah.
So,
and we have I have one thing I need to confess that I need to redo. That crater that I put in, because that was the meteor that came in and smacked the hole just northwest of Karstein's Castle. That one is probably about 5 times too big, because that one is big enough to kill the dinosaurs. So that would have been the end of and since it is within living memory, so to speak. I forgot what year that one was supposed to hit, but we need to make it much smaller so it's barely visible. It should be like a couple of pixels across. Not that one is 8 miles or 10 miles across or something. Yeah, it's probably about 8, 9 miles or 10 miles across, that's the Yucatan impact in 65 million years ago size. So that's too big for Flannies. Will probably not survive it. So yeah.
So like a meteor crater.
So I need to redo that.
Is that a mile across meteor crater in Arizona?
Roughly or something like that, or something, or half a mile or somewhere in that range. And I think the rock that made that happen weighed like a bus or something. and the Yucatan thing was like the Mount Everest thing. That was like a rock that was a few, like 5-8 miles or 10 miles across. So that made like X amount of million tons, and the one in Meteor Crater was like maybe like a bus or a few tons that came in. And that Meteor Crater, if that happened today, that would have probably wiped out a lot of stuff in that's like a major nuclear bomb going off or more, so to speak. So yeah. All right, so that is a way too big. So I need to tone it down a lot, so to speak.
But for shock effect, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like a symbol, like everybody could find it now. So yeah, yeah.
All right, here's ogre meat. The campsite's dominated by a vast array of stone monoliths like Stonehenge, right? The origins and functions are mysterious. At these time, so at meet here every 17th full cycle of the moon of Selene. So that's every 17 months, right? Which is weird, but that's what it is. And then once every 30 to 50 years, so the ogres here, 500 to 600 congregate and dance. But then,
can you imagine?
Yeah. But then it sounds like Vaprak gets a hold of them every 30 to 50 years, and they develop a savage battle frenzy and set off as a great war band, slaying everything around for 1 day, 4 plus 4 days. So, of course, that's going to happen when you're adventuring, right? It just so happens it's going to happen, But
that reference ties into one of my favorite references from Greg Ruins. In one of the deepest parts, spoiler, one of the deepest parts of the Greyhawk Ruins module, there is in Zagig's Treasures, there is this jar that contains like, I don't know, 1,000, maybe more of these rings. Mm-hmm. And these rings are sized for ogres. Yep, they're meant to control ogres.
Oh.
And you're like, what's Zagig need with this many ogre controlling rings?
Great point. No,
ogre meat.
Yeah.
A great point, Mike.
Okay, that's cool.
No, that's
Army of ogres.
That's a great connection.
Yep.
So, all right. So now we come to the Star Cairns, and the 5th Star Cairn's never been found. Now, this is all that's written here is these small 3 paragraphs. Until, and we just had them on just recently. Until the 3 adventures are done in order, 2 by Sean Reynolds, and then the Doom Grinder's the 3rd one, but these are all in the area here, and it is the Star Cairns themselves. Now, my opinion, this is the best of the 3.
Yeah, I like the idea behind it.
I like the idea behind it too, and I think I could have run these better.
Agreed.
You got. This is almost Temple of Elemental Evil. Like, you got to think about this. You got to think about these as not just over a series of other adventures and over time going back, and not just boom boom doing all 5. Right? I think that was my fault when I ran it. I ran it with the Legion group. I remember specifically. There's some great items in here. One of Alan's characters has the Guardian Dog, which is an Iron Golem. Yeah, it's a little dog. So there's some great, really neat things in this adventure. But if we note on the map, and I don't know if you have the 5th one, right? The 5th one you didn't put on the map, did you?
Exactly, because it was a variable, or it was wandering or whatever it was. It was not a fixed
1,
position.
2,
so
3, 4. So 4 of them are on here. Once again, is this part of the Cairn Hills?
Well, it is now, because the Cairns are there. So.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
So at least we, in spirit, So I think they're part of it.
Thanks, Dorgrim. I agree. I would have rethunk it. Like, for example, the way I'm doing the remake on Doom Grinder. I do an adventure every couple of months. We go back and forth. I develop it. Who are these weird? They got this glass-eyed stare. They seem to be controlled. All these fire creatures. I've been working on it. So, but then again, if you're trying to put together a plot line with 26 adventure groups, it's kind of hard. So, all right, let's go over here real quick to Star Cairns. There's some really neat things in this. This is a good adventure if you can get a hold of it. 2nd edition era. Like I said, Sean's a really good guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, I reached out to Sean about the fundraiser, and he gave me a contact of Mighty Cook Games, so we'll see.
Oh,
Okay, just
okay.
note that
Yep.
too. So
Mm-hmm.
things are going in the right direction. So, yep. I took an idea out of here immediately, and you're going to notice this person. If you follow my streams, you're going to know what I'm talking about here. So, all right, the first one has doppelgangers, right, in it. Okay, doppelganger, Cairns, bandits, right? The influential leader. Um, yep, and that's the first one. So it's a bandit hideout for the first one, right? That's the D. Second one, and it tells you how it tells And like I said, there's a lot of stuff packed in these. This is my favorite one, the dedicated student. Now, this is Yellick with a mutant arm. She's got like an arm that's kind of shriveled, right? Born that way. This, if you tie this in with something that happened in the Slavers, they talk about the high pass, right? And the high pass is where the coven of secret female necromancers is from that. So what I have in this is Yellick is like one of their highest persons who's gone out on her own, and they clone her. I mean, because necromancers, even mages can do that. So there's always these clone versions of her. Every time they kill her, they find another version of her every couple years. And so I've kept it from the Star Cairns. I thought it was a cool idea. So I have her like different. Sometimes she's lower level, sometimes she's higher level. It just depends. So I come across her multiple times in this area, or in the area called my area of the Gravemore as well. So, and the second one is all undead. And look, here's so the research Cairn. Okay. The third Cairn, and like I said, they're not short, each of them. The rebellious youth. This is a beholder, but it's a young beholder.
Oh,
yeah, it's a little.
That's kind of cool. They grow from tiny little
ones. Look at a picture of it. It's small. See, well, its eyes are way bigger. Yep, that's it.
Yep. That's cool. Now to stat up a young beholder, that's kind of a cool little thing. So, yep.
Yep. So
maybe it's just an eye. That's it. It's only an eye, and then or something. I don't know. Yeah.
From the other way around, maybe you're absolutely correct. Remember, this is from the mind of Sean Reynolds, and he did a really, it's a good job.
Yeah.
Like I said, once again, it deserved better from me than I gave it as a DM. There's an apparatus of Qualish in here too. There's a lot of really unbelievably neat items throughout this, and your characters, you got to be careful. Your characters are going to be loaded after this. So, which happens in a lot of old adventures too.
Yeah.
All right. So
this one, Hall.
Yeah, this one is a beholder there, and the B for beholder. All right, that's number 3. And look, that you got all these automatons. You got all sorts of stuff. 4, angry toys. Here comes the golem one. I like this one too. Just having 2 wandering iron golems in there, 2 of them. That's bad. But there's all sorts of crazy stuff in here. Dancers, that's a horse. There's all crazy things. This is the golem research, Cairn. Yeah, I think it was an intelligent iron golem in here. Or it's if I recall, it's the essence of a mage in an iron golem. I think is what happens. But all sorts, iron cobra. This is I put this picture out there. If you saw some of the ads, the blade golem. I've used this before, where this thing just chops you apart. Yeah, so that's a neat thing in here. And this also seems like a Tim adventure. Invisible mailed zombies, because Tim always used to do invisible skeletons and plate mail to us all the time when we're low level. Yeah. Yep. So neat stuff. So that's Cairn, angry toys. So look, there's a wasp. Here it is. Here's the Iron Hound. This is the item. One of the coolest items we got out of this, and that is the Iron Golem Hound, and there's also a flying little brass wasp golem too. So silver robin and a gold falcon, all golems. Yeah, neat stuff.
No, Big Mac, not that kind of wasp. He's getting all excited.
What, the band?
Spelljammer.
Oh, I wouldn't even know that. See how devoid I am. I'm gonna lose if I do D&D trivia. I'm gonna lose every time a Spelljammer question comes up. So, and lastly, the fifth one, the hidden one, is the Lost Laboratory. Yeah, and I think this one is goes out in and out, phases in and out. It talks about it talks about Backloonish wizards, which is right up your alley, Mike. With
I think the backstory on it is that they're trying to, aren't they trying to kill, Backloonish? They want to replicate the Sewell magic, not the Backloonish.
Let me take a look.
I don't know.
It's been a long time since I ran it.
Is that Qualish's laboratory? Oh.
Yeah. So lots of ethereal stuff in this one. What's a code dragon? It's been a long time. Githyankai. Oh, good. There's Githyankai here. Yep. Slime toads. All sorts of. I was a little disappointed in the last one. Phase toads. Ghost worship. That almost sounds Spelljammerish. The burning wizard conjured. So yeah, there's a true Tanari, a demon, Glabrezu type 3 at the end. I wish there you go. There's the burning wizard that is in here. And there's a piece, this Hand of the Doom Heart, and it's going to show you an illustration here of it. Here's the Doom Heart. So this Doom Heart is to bring back the evoked. You're right. It's something that works for the evoked devastation, if I recall, on this. Yeah, a horizontal plane of energy at a radius of 500 feet. Everything within that must be disintegrate. Oh, if you save, you take 10 die 10.
If you save,
yes.
Okay. You see, that's even worse than my spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even worse than me. And this is, what is it, second edition? Yeah.
That's the second edition.
Now, keep in mind, this module precedes Doom Grinder, right?
Well, no. Lizard the Mad's next.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, if you play this first and your characters are armed with that stuff, then you go with the Doom Grinder, maybe it's not so tough.
Right. Well, I put it so that they figured out that this was so bad that this ended up, they took the 3 pieces, if I recall, and they talked to, I don't know if it was Mordenkainen.
Yeah.
Tensor, I think, is back.
And
they said we got to separate these. We can't destroy these. We got to separate these and put these all over. And it was never put together in the game. I think that's what happened.
The top men were looking at those items.
Lose it. And that's the end of the Star Cairns. I don't know. I liked all 4 of them, of the first 4. I wasn't thrilled with the last 5th. Maybe that was just me. Yeah. And then you have another map here, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Showing the areas, and I'm assuming Anna's taken a lot of stuff from this map.
Oh yeah.
And extrapolated this as well.
Yep.
Overall, it's a B adventure, level B. I mean, it's good. I mean, it even goes all the way down to Bright Desert and shows some stuff. Yeah. So, not a bad adventure. What is the O part?
The O part is one of the Tharizdun artifacts that Gord and a bunch of others are fighting over in the Gord books. Okay. So they are the MacGuffins of the Gord books, so to speak, or maybe even more than the MacGuffins. But they are the things that everybody's fighting over, and they're trying to collect them and either put them to safety or destroy them or use them to destroy the world. So that's I
will admit I've never ran this because I couldn't. It's just the map. Mike, you ever run this?
Well, that's what I was going to talk about. When you said, "Hey, we're
Oh.
also going to include the Cairn series,"
Yeah.
I think it's a well-written module, but there's two types of players that I believe. One that likes puzzles and one that hates puzzles.
Right.
So if you're like my players, if I know I've not ran that, but if I had ran that, they would have hated me because it's a well-written. I think Sean Reynolds also.
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
got some good, stumpers in there. Just when I bought it and read through it, and I couldn't figure out the puzzles, I'm thinking, well, I can't run this.
Right, because if you can't figure them out,
if I can't figure it out, then my friends will never figure it out, and then they'll hate it.
Right.
So, cynically, I think Crypto Lysandra the Mad is worse than Doom Grinder because
Okay.
of that. Because of that, at
Okay.
least with a Doom Grinder, you know what you're up against. You got to send the Grey Hawk. You got to stop this thing. It's not complicated.
There's nothing. So it's not my cup of tea either. I like one or two puzzles at most. It was my guys,
role play PCs, intelligence and wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And that's the trick of role playing intelligent characters is they can write. I think there's like 100 different puzzles and riddles in that module.
Yeah, at least.
It'd just be a fun party book to read from. But so if you're playing a group of who they're all 18 intelligence wizards and they're just making rolls to get the answers, just read the damn module to them then. At that point.
That's
why are you running through it if
right,
you're not trying to figure them out?
Yeah,
it's hard.
Anyone out there run it? Has anyone
run
it? No, Mac. There's no way. I'm going to show you why. When you see the map, you want to get Aja to.
Actually, I think the way it's written is if you don't get the puzzle, it's a mess. If you don't get the riddle answer correct, then you're attacked.
Right.
That someone's some kind of monster. You fight, you beat the monster, you move on to the next room. Then you have to answer that riddle and then repeat like 100 times. It's a sadistic module.
It's a sadistic mental module.
Oh man, it's a fun read. It's fun to read, but I think in practice it would not be fun.
It's got some good background on. I mean, look, in the second level, it's.
What I would do is mine it.
Yeah.
Just tear it apart. Use the riddles and puzzles, one or two of them, for your own purposes.
Yeah.
Don't run a whole module of puzzles. No, I don't. I think once you're in there, it's a test.
Right. You
Lysandra testing you.
You can't get in out once you're in, if I recall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The background story is good on Lysandra right here.
Okay, so Dorgrim, you only choose 50.
50.
Some are simply combat. All right, so you could, like I said, you can just muscle your way through the stuff too. Then, I don't know.
I don't think you can leave once you're in. As you said, you have to choose 50. You have to get through 50 tests. Yeah. So the only path out is forward.
It's forward.
Yep. So it's it's one of those. Someone writes a super artsy fartsy novel, and it's not for you, but there's people out there who like that stuff, right? Yeah. That's kind of what Lysandra the Mad is.
And that's what I'm saying.
Which
with
is okay.
My group, I did run Doom Grinder. I regret it, but I ran Doom Grinder. But we got it done in a night. Curtis. I didn't mess around. We just got it done.
That's awesome.
It was it was simple, no brainer, popcorn, story.
You didn't do it seriously, so
no.
Obviously,
Well, I guess it was serious,
But, it's an entire plane. It's its own plane of existence that you need to basically.
It's like puzzle.
Yeah, and it's a test. You're absolutely correct. It says here, Melich continues to tinker with his maze, adding and removing puzzles, traps, and layers.
Math.
Yeah. He has remained thus for almost 200 years doing this.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the final end goal is, Mike. Do you remember?
I think you just get to. It's probably bragging rights. I don't know because
Yeah,
I think supposedly Zagig, got through that dungeon.
he's only one.
Um, yeah.
So there you go. Oh, there's Sons and Kias in here. So how bad can it be? So that is in the area too. And then the third one is the Doom Grinder. Why that's the third one? Don't know. This is probably the most. This is probably the
Level.
nastiest. Yeah, true. It's gift of magic items. Okay. Yeah. Not like I said, not my cup of tea, but that's okay. Others may like it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not for me. All right. Let's throw out here and show some of the other areas that we have. Now this is Sean Reynolds again, so we're in this area now. The Slavers has. Let me go to Slavers bases here. 48.
Dorgrim, if you got through the crypt all the way to the Lysandrid, I think a better gift than magic items would be to boost all the players' intelligence by 4 or something like that. Because they gotta have big brains by the time they come out.
Yeah. Yeah, Mac, go for it. If you want to do 50 puzzles of 50 different asteroids, man, whew, go for it. Definitely. Bright. So I use this map a lot. This is the Hardby area map from Slavers. Right, runs up Greyhawk. So another going all the way down the Wild Coast. Look, even put Noel Dare on here out of a dungeon magazine. So some detail on this but Slavers. You got divers. Terrible map of divers, but the reason we go up to on the level of in the Cairn Hills, actually, in that area, and Anna mentioned it. I just got to remember, and that is the base.
It has some little map, and there's a write up of it. Yeah.
Yep, the cove. Here's the Slavers Cove. All right, so the Slavers Cove, and this is from the Slavers, which is here. It is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is actually, another publication, and this is basically a waypoint for the Slavers, a safe haven, and here it is, the Cove. And this is your first Marquesa clone, if you're running this, that you ever come across. And this is Marquesa the Red, right? So, and like I said, we have multiple Marquesas, which is great. Whoops, I went by it. There's Blackthorn. Blackthorn's actually detailed in here too. Yep, here she is, Marquesa the Red, 5 footer mage. And I like how one thing I like about what Sean has done, because Carlos is huge on these Marquesa. He talks a little background. He says how a short female elf with fair skin, red golden hair, and evil look about her. She wears red studded leather and dark red cape, which she uses to add flourishes to whatever gesture she makes. However, this was not her original story. She was once a Kiowish Sylvan elf by the name of Tinley. So, kind of cool that kind of gives you background on what happened. So, she brainwashed and surgery altered her look like Marquesa herself. So, there you go. So, you have the gold, the black, the red, the green, which is the one that went haywire and is off and always appears in a lot of my Slavers adventures. I also have the silver that appeared in an adventure I did, and then the real Marquesa. So there you go. I think that's it as far as in this publication of Slavers. There's some other. I don't know if it goes over anything in the Cairn Hills area, but yeah. But that's the main thing I wanted to show you was that site is technically there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even think to look there.
Yep. So, man, we went through a lot of things already. And look, Lissinger's Tombs is even in from the ashes. Here's a neat thing.
Carl always set up a bunch of stuff.
He did. Here is the spinning helix of the March Mages, which is a kind of a neat thing. So it says it's a phenomenon. It appears as a borealis-like phenomenon in the winter sky, irregularly and erratically, although its appearance is often presaged by the appearance of will-o-wisps. It appears as a band of some 80 yards in breadth, 200, 500 yards above the ground. So, there. Neat thing. Anna, you ever done anything with this?
Not much.
Okay. So, Morning Canyon in the circle, still says circle of 5 in here, are known to track shadow helices, alerting themselves to unexpected major magical events in the Flannis. So,
like a doom grinder.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's another neat little thing that that goes on in this. So, any other areas of interest that you guys want to touch on?
I can mention a couple. There's a town just south of city of Greyhawk that is called 3 Mile Mill.
Ooh.
That is from the Gourd book. It's just mentioned. It's one of these inferred that it did talk about. It never showed up on any maps, but it's talked about. I think it's Gourd that say that he's so and so from 3 Mile Mill. And so I added it on the map, because if you want to lie about coming from somewhere, it's kind of a good thing if the place you're lying about actually exists, especially if it's next door, so to speak, or not that far. So that one is
yeah. Circle of 8. Yes, Return of 8 has not been run yet. Correct. Why are so many cities on in swamps? Trade routes, water access? Well, they're not really. There's none in the Mist Marsh.
Go back to medieval times. Swamps had a lot of good resources. Fishing was good. There was good hunting for birds and stuff. Reeds were very good for thatched roofs and stuff. So swamps also had often had clay that you can use for burning and to create like bricks and stuff.
True.
So swamps had a lot of resources that were really good for the economy. So it was good to live close to a swamp, because there were a lot of things you can extract from there. So that's probably one of the reasons that you often had a lot of people living close to swamps. Yeah.
Well, I did not know that about the 3 Mile Mill. That's cool.
Yep, I just wanted to mention where that come from, because if someone looks at all the modules, it's not there, but it's mentioned in Saga of the Old City that Gourd had a story with 3 Mile Mill. Yep.
Excellent.
So I put it, and it is roughly 3 miles away from the city walls, roughly. Yeah.
And there are some locations that are on this map, and this is my map version, like Petrovsky Manor is mine, and also an area I put down here to kind of explain the high pass and all the Gravemoor in this area, this little hill area here, which is open, where there's a bunch of burial mounds. It's kind of like the Barrow Mounds area of so a lot of Sul are buried there.
Yeah, I've added on my campaign version of the map. I have lots and lots of towns and villages and various stuff, because I realize a big city like Greyhawk and Divers need a support structure around it. There's probably a lot of small farming communities, towns, villages, and stuff that produce a lot of the resources that needs to go into this big city, because they don't have enough agriculture in or near the walls. So there's usually like a large area around it that are support area for the big city. So I wanted to include that in my, so I have a lot of little places here and there around it that I've added to.
Fishtown and Gravemoor look like really. Gravemoor is all me, right? Fishtown is in the Slavers.
Yeah.
All these most not Miraculous Isle, but not Blue Bay. That's Patrick's. But all Palgon, Karnak, Bright Tower Keep, all these other ones are all.
John Nosh Manor is actually from somewhere. Mega's Landing is from somewhere too.
It's all from the Slavers and Free City of Harby and the Harby reference. From A Living Greyhawk, High Pass, which we talked about, Thunderstrike Villa is mine. Storm Keep is there, Mountaineer Militia, that's there. So the Gravemoor's the one that's mine, but Fishtown is and Megas Landing and all them. Sean Reynolds even talked about he had the bugs, right? The little beetle coin bugs that overtook everyone's body in the one town up here.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's Megas
Yep.
Landing, isn't it?
That might
Yeah,
be.
and
Yeah.
he got kind of the Star Trekky idea for that. So yeah, and that was the alien infestation idea, and I'm almost positive. Oars is where the oars like crossbows are from. You know, they actually are
Yeah.
masterwork. You can get them. You can actually purchase them if you know the right people. And also, and Sean does it. His first ever introductory adventure, uh, Crossbows and Crossbones, was run in that area. So, which I ran live stream too. When he was kind enough to give me a copy of it. So it's a great area, the Cairn Hills, and this whole, because like I said, it swings way around. If you start here, you count the Albarels too, and your ring swing way up, all the way up here, and then run all the way down. A lot of areas.
Quite extensive.
It's extensive, and the great
Yep.
thing, it's close to Greyhawk, it's close to Hardby, it's close to Ernst if you do there, it's close to near Dave. So even if you are in Radagast City or
I've
Lucas,
ran several City of Greyhawk campaigns, but I regretfully have not gone into the Cairn Hills as much as I clearly need to, because I really believe that you could run an entire campaign just out of the hills, and then the City of Greyhawk is just the sidetrack, you know.
Yep. Lastly, for me, Diamond Lake, which we'll talk about more on Sunday, because that's where his first adventure starts there. The Cairn Hills are infamous for one group in my campaign above all others.
Oh shit.
Enough of this shit. Give him the tongue. Thanks for the lick.
Casey's even laughing.
Flashbacks.
It's the home base of the mongrels of the Putrid Tongue.
Oh.
Yes, that's where the mongrels are from. This area, they're in the Cairn Hills. Yes, yeah, that's my favorite home video of all time. Thank you, Casey. Yeah. That's the ever mysterious Tim and his daughter with the fake tongue and everything. But yes, the mongrels of the Putrid Tongue, which are the breeders of, they breed with anything. Yes, so there you go.
It was not the wrong button this time.
That was not the wrong button, because this is the home base of hundreds and hundreds, well, not hundreds, but dozens and dozens of adventures we did in this area. And even did one for Casey and his group. I didn't get to rip any tongues out. I was really disappointed, because they don't want to kill you. They want to put you in the negatives or do whole persons on you, cut your tongue out. So any final thoughts tonight there, Anna or Mike, on a really cool discussion?
Yeah, I think this is an area that it's the most classic area, or the kind of the core of the setting in many ways. So that's why there are so many cool things here, and some of it is a little bit chaotic because it's been added to for generations or for decades by a lot of creators. So, and I think we will see a little bit of and hear from Eric Mona on Sunday a little bit on how you approach when you actually go in and add new content and make new adventures in this kind of target-rich environment that has been developed for decades. But I think it's an area that is cool, and it's the middle of this, and I think it deserves more development in your campaign. There's still more to do in this area.
Oh, there is always.
Not done. Yeah,
I love
not done yet.
The area. Yeah. There's so much open. Once again, this may look like it's packed with stuff on the map, but it's not. Yeah. It's not really
exactly.
Packed with stuff.
Yeah, it's just my map has the wrong scale for it. So
right. Yeah, there's plenty.
It needs to be a larger scale. So yeah.
You can't regenerate your own tongue. You get your tongue cut out, you're SOL, man. And that's the thing. That's the way to take out mages, right? No, they're never casting a spell again unless it doesn't have a verbal component. So, yeah. That's the thing about the mongrels. Yes. Plus, they put all the tongues on the shield and then they animate them, so they all. Yeah. Remember, this from the crazy mind of Tim. Mike, any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, as I was thinking about campaigns I've run, there is one thing with Cairn Hills that I'm very proud that we did. So in the City of Greyhawk box set, there's the Cairn Hills Force the commander of the Cairn Hills Force, which are all the little,
Mhm.
I guess,
The Fort Gellner,
forts and
Wavenair,
things.
and then
Yeah.
those.
And
Yeah.
Gilner, right? One of the
Yeah.
forts was named after Tigran Gilner, who
Yeah.
is in the original in that blue book. Well, in my campaign, as campaigns progress, when Tigran moved on, I let one of my players take over Tigran's spot and was the captain of the Cairn Hills Force. So they were in charge of
cool.
the defense, and that was one of those retirement jobs. When the character's done adventuring, he's in charge of the Cairn Hills Force. I always thought that was a nice touch to give them a title, a role in the city.
Yep.
It is, and that is the
Awesome.
wonder of and we've talked about this before in the Free City Graphic box set, but that's the wonder of Greyhawk and having all that information to you.
Yeah.
One PC is the deputy guildmaster of the Gravediggers and Balmer's Guild in my game. Also want to put the crown on. One of them is the deputy guildmaster of the Night Watchman. Right, so you can really pull up some really great ideas. That's why it's such a great box set. And leading out from that box set was the development of the Cairn Hills, and then you got a lot of areas that you can develop yourself, or there's plenty of published sources. Go with a little mix of both, like I do. Do your own little stuff here and there, but use the published sources, and maybe run Lizinger the Mad and the Doom Grinder. The world needs ditch diggers too.
I think it would be more fun to run a short, simple thing like the Sarcophagus of the Red Mummy.
So
pepper those kind of things out there.
Yeah, and throw it out there as a Easter egg or as a long-term plot line. The long-term plot lines are the way to go.
Yeah,
absolutely. So let's dance. All right. Let's do some. In Living Greyhawk's Bandit Kingdoms, we always cut out the tongues of adversaries in order to prevent Isa's priest from finding. See, Larry Taker, it goes on, and that was. But see, the Mongrels did it for status. You did it for security and safety. So you guys did it for selfish reasons. They did it for glory. So I don't know, Casey. You felt Bandit Kingdom person. You're gonna have to get together there and discuss this.
Yeah.
You got another Bandit Kingdoms. You got a Bandit Kingdom Triad Lord Taker right there, or Draco.
Wow.
So you guys gonna have to talk. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so what we got? We're gonna do some shout outs real quick, and then we're gonna do 2 giveaways, and then we're going to raid into someone. So remember, you're gonna get 1 classic D&D reprint, plus you're gonna get the Isle of Dread in print. Guide to the Isle of Dread. I have a couple of them still. All right.
Yeah.
2 of those, but Mike, what's going on with you?
Well, let's see. Running Spelljammer, Big Mac.
That's cool.
And I'm in Rich's campaign. We're doing some mass combat. Other than that, I made a post about a week ago. I have a couple maps that I put up. A cleaned up version of the map from the Greyhawk Wars box set.
Oh, nice.
Post-Wars Flannis. It's pre-Wars Flannis. And I have one version with the political borders and one that's just blank.
Nice.
Or one with they both have borders. One's got labels, one's blank. So have fun with that.
Nice and cleaned up.
Yeah.
And you gotta love it. Sea Prince is untainted in this map.
Yeah, that's my motivations, just to have unblemished Sea Princes.
Yeah. Fantastic. And Happy New Year to you too, Mike. And thanks for the great topic idea tonight.
Yeah.
Got a lot of neat ideas and detail out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm hoping there's some other geographic place half as interesting as the Cairn is.
Well, there is. I don't have a banner for it, but in 2 weeks, let's foreshadow real quick. In 2 weeks, we're going to learn a lot about
this part here.
Dun,
Yep.
dun, dun.
the Highlander castles.
The Highlands.
We're going to learn a lot about this in 2
area.
weeks.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks from tonight.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
My Greyhawk with.
There you go, Dale. Dale's laughing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Awesome.
Next week we need a topic still, though. So Anna, what's going on?
Let's see. On Friday, I think it will be at 6 o'clock. I'll announce it this time. There will be a mapping live stream. Probably that might only be me because Linda Booth had some back issues or something. So yeah, so she might be unable to join. So it might only be me, but I'm going to what the heck? I'm going to, I need to work anyway. So I'm going to stream on Friday. We have a game on Sunday at 10:30 Pacific AM. So that will be the next installment. We haven't played in like over a month now, so that's coming. So we try our best to stream that as well. And I just finished what I think is the final terrain render for Altamira that took 19 hours. A 64K, 64K terrain. We'll see. The reason I did it again is that I blended the different tiles bigger. So, and I did a couple of adjustments. So I might have to do it again, but I think it's good enough. So that might be the theme on Friday. To work on the textures again for Altamira. So it's getting into the rendering the textures. I'm soon done too, so I can render the textures, and then it's touch up after that. So we're getting into be at the mid phase of the project now, so to speak. So yep. And then there will be and I just published, it's for everybody on my Patreon blog. There is a long post where I go over both a little bit of history, what I'm doing now, and some ideas and stuff for the future. So that can be some well worth reading, and some screenshots and stuff. So some of it is already known if you followed the seminars. Some of it is our new screenshots and stuff that is coming. So that's I think what's going on. So yeah.
All right, let me get these up here. Yeah, that I'm just getting them in reverse order.
Yeah, the kumquat grows take a long time. Yeah,
kumquats are awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Warwick.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate that. But this is just starting the week. We got 4 streams this week. I'm just putting them in reverse order here, and we'll go over them. And then we'll go over real quick again the fundraiser real quick. All right.
And I will play in Von Molku, Mike Busberger's his game tomorrow night too.
Nice.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
Awesome. Tomorrow night we continue a little bit like what we did last week, 984, where we had Finders Keepers, where they found that scroll tube from the Baron Janston of Narwhal. And the headhunters are sending out the initiates, which are like the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th level characters. Because what the heck are Warg Riders doing this far north from last week? So they're going to go and try and find out if there is an imminent attack somewhere, and that's the name of the adventure. I think it'll be a 2-week session. Reaper Miniature giveaway tomorrow night. That is Thursday. Saturday morning, the ever mysterious Tim's crew returns. Is that the right shout out? Yep, that was it. The ever mysterious Tim,
Underdog,
Rovers of the Barrens game. I know Casey's playing it. I know John's playing it. I know the Naz is playing in it. We got a whole crew of Patrick. Are you playing in it? Yep, there you go. Did I spell it wrong? If I spelled imminent wrong, I think it was correct. If I spelled it wrong, sorry. Yeah, you got a full house. You got a full crew there, so just enough. Tim can kill some of you all. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Okay, and we'll do some kind of giveaway drawing that. I haven't gotten that far out yet. Sunday night. So, Anna, we got to this point, right?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm talking to Eric about the fundraiser, and he's all excited about it. So I sent him a Facebook message. I said, Eric, I'm going to push my luck. We start on part 10, Dungeon 124, and we did your preludes the 2 weeks before that you talked about. You were so happy about it in Dungeon. You want to join us and talk? And he's like, yeah. So there you go. Eric Mona will be on Sunday night.
Awesome.
Yep. Excited about that. So Eric Mona and Anna will be on. We're going to talk the Age of Worms adventures in the Dungeon magazines. Plus, maybe Eric can give us some other insights as to what's going to go on there. All right, and that is Sunday. That ends the week for 4 streams. Now, this is what's coming up down the road. For all Rovalgics, Remember what I said about Jimmy Duffy? And I said we're gonna do a beginner's game. So, all right, Saturday morning, January 21st, BattleTech for beginners. I'm gonna have Jimmy Duffy and his crew from Predators Rejects. Entry level BattleTech game for 4 characters. All right, Saturday morning. No Balfrin, no Patrick. We're gonna do a lot of rookies here. People have never played before, with the exception of Jimmy, who's played one time. Because Jimmy's gonna probably start something on his channel using VTT with it, so I'm going to help him out with it, and we're just going to run a beginner's game here. That'll be on a Saturday morning, January 21st. I got that worked out. The Sunday after that, the 28th, the return of the Slav Squat Squad. Okay, Josh is in on this. I got 5 or 6 confirmations. I haven't gotten a special guest yet. Saturday, January 28th. And that is 6 p.m. Eastern. Probably, there you go. So I got. No, the 14th of January is the only one I don't have anything. Yes, the bottomless rabbit hole. Exactly. Yes, Curtis. No, we're going with by Jimmy's request. We're going to go with all brand new schmoes in that game, just so I can teach. It's going to be a teaching session game. So if you want to learn, that's the game to learn. I'm going to go very slow in that one. But yet, Slavs return on the 28th of January, and then 3 weeks after that. Is it 3 or 2? It's 3. I'm trying to think in my head now. I think it's 3. Oh my gosh. I'm talking to myself. The Legends fundraiser. And like I said at the beginning, if you weren't on at the beginning of the show, we have 9 channels already participating, plus Greyhawk Reborn. Almost all my regular sponsors are in on this. Yeah, I'm not, Mac. I'm not, but I'm gonna do a little more streams this year on Saturday mornings when I have time. I'm gonna do more streams of that. So you can see Phoenix Seawalkie, Fabled 42, Wily Hobbit, hey Noble Crumpet, just in time. Predators Rejects, Blue Box, Troller Games, Guild Superior, Phantom NJ, and myself, and we may add some others. Yeah, this is the weekend after the Super Bowl. Okay, I want to make sure it was not Super Bowl weekend. My wife would kick my ass. So yeah, it's not this fundraiser. Remember, we need to surpass $20,540. And once again, committed players: Eric Mona, Ed Greenwood, Richard Baker, Luke Gygax, Alyssa Faden. People who are more than likely playing. I know I'm forgetting people. Todd Stashwick, Mike Merles. I know I'm missing some people too, but yeah, there's a whole list. I've invited a lot of other people, haven't even gotten back to me yet. So I invited Zeb Cook, I invited Jeff Grubb. We'll see. I'm trying to get as many as I can. Richard Baker's playing in Blue Box's game Friday night, which we're gonna try and spread them out. Ed and Eric want to play in. And by the way, it's going to be an adaptation because this is for like 3rd, 4th level
adaptation.
Because there's 7th and 8th level characters they have. They want to play their characters, but this is for 3rd and 4th level. So I'm going to do puppets on steroids. Is really going to be the name of the adventure? Okay. And plus, I got to do it in 4 hours. So yeah, it'll be fun. But that's the goal, and we'll have some great giveaways, and we'll have some great things. Chucky return. There's gonna be a lot of stuff returning.
Dire puppets, yeah.
No Dragonborn in there. But
are you sure?
Could be a Dragonborn puppet. You never know.
Oh, there you go.
If you are interested in participating in a stream, I only got really bad time slots left. Okay, number 1. Number 2. Got to be an affiliated streamer, and you just got to have it that way. You got to know what you're doing with Tiltify and all the other stuff, because we're using those things for the fundraiser team. So just please note that. No problem. This is our 5th time, and Anna did a great, unbelievable banner for this with the Legends background.
A little bit of
the theme's going to be Legends, Legend players, Legend stories. Yes, is Puppets a Legend story? It's infamous as a Legend story.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, the voodoo. Oh, see, now you're giving me ideas. I could, yeah, the voodoo doll from Trilogy of Terror. That would be the best thing to do. Make it like a voodoo doll of Camazotz, because Camazotz is in Tomokon, right? So that's Greyhawk, correct, Mike? Camazot's a bat god. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what did Casey say? Well, Mike's not coming on to do a talk show, Casey, because he says, how can I pass on a fundraiser like this? Let me get back to you. So there you go. That's
Yeah.
what I got. It's not 100%.
No, but
Mike
we'll see.
Merle's not
Yep.
100%. Near's
It's
Todd,
awesome.
because Todd may be working that weekend. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
It's,
trying.
there's some chance. Yep.
Alyssa Faden's in too. She's in. So
That's great.
all right. Let's do the giveaways, everyone. We're going to raid into Fabled 42 tonight, as they are part of the fundraiser event. Okay. Here we go. Last call. Exclamation point drawing. Some of the things I still have a Tomb of Abathor. I still have a Scarlet Brotherhood. Remember, you will get this in addition, the Aldred reprint. I still have a Shokanth. I still have a Baltron's Beacon, along with a lot of basic ones and some companion ones too. So plenty of stuff for everyone here. Thank you all for the support. The Abathor is one of the greatest adventures they ever wrote. I agree. Sewell sympathizers, of course. All right, here we go. Let me finish this out here. Closing this out. Let's see who the two winners are. Wow, that Lucistios. That's a brand new name. Now, is that?
Yeah, I saw that
Cool.
earlier.
That's
in the
awesome.
stream.
Yeah.
That is awesome. If you were on, I don't see them on. Yeah, they're on. I see them on. Woohoo! Just got a claim and
Yeah.
Grats. And the second winner, Bones. I'll get with Bones. Bones is there. Bones is streaming, so she's got carte blanche. She's good. I'll get with her and get her something too. So Lucitios, please reach out to me via Whisper. I will do that as well. And grats, yeah, Bones. So there you go. I'll make sure that they get their stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Reaper miniatures giveaways for the game. Thursday night, it'll be a low level, 3rd, 4th level characters. I love that levels. It'll be fun. It's going to be a continuation of what we were doing the week before. Yeah, I know you're streaming. I got you, Bones. I got you. We'll talk offline.
Wow.
Yeah. I got you. I have a feeling. I know you want low level stuff because you're going to be running some things. So I think I'm going to give you this. I think. Oh, we got another raid coming in.
Awesome. And Lucicius, yeah, he's here, or she, yeah.
At Moose GG. I can't even pronounce it. Welcome. We're just finishing up, and we just did the giveaways. But thank you all. Thank you very much for coming in and hanging with the Greyhawk community here. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And please feel free. Yep. Yeah, whisper me, please. Let me see here. I see you up here. Let me just throw you in. I got you. I need your name and address. So thank you, Raiders, for coming in. We're just finishing up. We're going to raid into Fabled 42 ourselves. Please feel free to give me a follow here. Give the community a follow. We are Greyhawk. We are the Greyhawk community for gaming. It's all editions, so please note it's not old school. I'm an old school streamer, but we have Anna plays 5e. There's 3e people. There's Castles of Crusades, Pathfinder, all editions here. So the editions, it's edition lists, our discussions. So and I really appreciate the support and the raid, and thank you so very much. I'll check your channel out as well, and very kind. So, any final thoughts here, Anna and Mike?
It was a good topic. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a great idea on.
And thank you everybody in chat who come on and made this show awesome with lots of wonderful comments and stuff. Thank you, everyone.
Chill.
Yep.
Oh, so Moose GG supports Anna on Patreon for cryptography
Oh,
work. There you go.
Thank
All right,
you.
so there you go. So
Awesome.
you know
Thank you so
about
much.
the community, and I really appreciate that you do that. Thank you so very much. I see you've been following. Oh wow, you've been following since 2019. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so very much for that. I'll check your channel out too. What were you guys playing? I return the favor. Thank you. Yep, Bones has got it. I got exactly what I'm going to send to her. So send to her new address there. All right, we're gonna raid into Fabled 42. Say hello to the crew there. They are late night Friday, on the 17th after Blue Box. They're going to be running a game, taking us into the late hours because they are West Coast based. So I may give Alyssa that opportunity to play with them because that'll work for her. So yeah, cool. Oh, the Argent 23 thing. I've seen a lot of people are doing that on right. They're doing that on Twitter, right, with the hexes. Yeah, pretty neat idea. See you all tomorrow night, 7:30 for Mike. I think it's Mac. I think it's you do 23 hexes. You develop an area. Hex.
You do make a dungeon, 1 room per day, I think it is. So or per week, I forgot which. 23. So yeah, I think it's one per day. So you have 365 rooms through the year. That's
Oh, okay. Some people though are doing outdoor maps.
Oh, that's
what I saw.
That's
online.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, you can develop hexes and stuff. That's really cool.
Very
Damn,
cool.
if I thought about that, I would have joined it. Now I will see if I can catch up.
No, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's an awesome idea. Yeah.
See you all tomorrow night. Have a good one. Thank you all for the raids tonight. What do Fabled 42? So we still have a few slots open for the fundraiser in 6 weeks. So raid. See if we can get over 75, 80. That would be awesome. Thanks, I got the 40. Oh, look at that. 97. That is fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night. Have a good one. All right, wow, 97 person raid.
Oh, that's a great raid. Yeah.
Nice.
Finish this up.